The smoke appears and DY shows himself. Now, Medusa's relatively tanky, but it looks like this is going to be so much damage unless GH can save him here. There is the X, but no, the TP gets canceled. Now Miracle has no help in the mid lane. It will end up dying. A great play. They definitely skewered to stop that TP. Fate does it again, and now Paparazzi being gone under the bottom lane is going to be able to try and juke this out, but the board stay on top of him. He can't get away. Liquid pick up a counter kill here, 3-2. DY should be able to get back to the shrine just fine here, unless Curl really wants to force him to use it.
What's the bounty rune split?
GH gonna be able to grab 2, and they couldn't secure the top lane, so that is gonna be Liquid picking up 3 this time. Liquid pick up a counter kill here, 3-2. DY should be able to get back to the shrine just fine here, unless Curl really wants to force him to use it.
What's the bounty rune split?
GH gonna be able to grab 2, and they couldn't secure the top lane, so that is
they're gonna make the rotation in again.
They're gonna go for Miracle again. They just don't stop. And there's no TPs coming in. This time around, they do have the extra bit of boat damage. Miracle's made much squishier because of that. Even DY shows up. Everyone from VG Gaming is making a go at Miracle here, and Liquid, they need to formulate some sort of response here. GH is going to be able to find DY, gets a really good Fisher block and a body block as well into the tree, so DY has to run the other direction. Kuro can help him get this kill, pump faking it finally. Gonna let go of the ice path soon, I'm sure, as he needs to be able to catch DY, and he does manage to get it. Another round of enchant totems. GH tries to close the gap, doesn't quite get it, but can just run down DY eventually with the boots advantage.
Not the worst trade-off, but definitely not one that you want to see. Is they lose Miracle once again, and this Kunkka can just get out of control. This is the way that Vici love to play this. They want to have one catch hero at all times, some sort of disruptor, some sort of Bat Rider, some sort of Kunkka, so they can always follow up on the kills.
Yeah.
They're making sure that if Liquid get out of position, people are dying guaranteed, as the Ori
only just now coming up. Ori may have to use it here if they still want to catch GH. Wrath of Nature comes out. Well,
he's just going to finish up the camp.
Hey, take that hard camp stack.
Make sure that nobody from Liquid gets it. 4-3, very close game, but slight advantage to Vici as the mid laner is just going off right now.
Liquid, the trade-off is that they do have a Razor that's being able to free farm the top lane. But Furion's still getting a decent amount of CS. He's rotated around the map and still 31-7.
Yeah, for Vici, such an important game. Just to be able to wash out that loss to NIP, who I think is a lot better than teams give credit for. And for Liquid, also a very important game, not just to move on in the tournament, but to prove to people they can win without their Broodmother.
Yeah.
They can win without their Viper.
Oh, they certainly didn't prove the Viper one in game 1. Miracle gonna be caught on, looks like 5-6 times, but this time around, Liquid does have a response, and that response is gonna be Matumba Man. They do manage to get the Fisher onto Ori. Matumba Man will run down the captain. Miracle's still in trouble though, but they're controlling Yang long enough that Miracle will be able to get some vengeance. They just kept pressuring him, kept taking it to him, and this time, Vici Gaming overstepped themselves.
Dusa's always gonna be much tankier than you give her credit for. Even with early levels of mana shield, it like effectively doubles her health.
And Miracle doesn't really miss much of a beat this time around. He survives, and they had the shrine available to him, so.
And that's why I don't love that Vici continues to go at him. They've slowed down his game enough, but it is a Dusa. She will just split shot farm and catch up. So I'd like them to focus more on this bottom lane.
Absolutely, that's where they're gonna go for it. Mind control should be dead here. The magic wand definitely helps out a lot, but Paparazzi can keep chasing.
And they do get that kill, and they needed that. You need to secure Paparazzi's game, and you need to slow down mind control, because I think this Beastmaster, the amount of vision that he gets, if he gets on this quick roll, early levels, they've slowed down his game enough, but it is a Dusa. She will just split shot farm and catch up. So I'd like them to focus more on this bottom lane. Razor against this lineup will just have a good laning phase, but Razors can be dealt with.
We've seen these Medusas make plenty of comeback just because, you know, they get a number of Wraith fans and they just start farming up the jungle. Meanwhile, this Beastmaster, I feel like his laning saves is essential, and same goes for GH here. Is underneath the tier 2 is being gone on. It'd be pulled back by the X, or he's trying to separate himself from Matumba Man. Does have Fade to lend him a helping hand if needed. Fade, level 4, does have Skewer up though.
Fade's actually really decent levels considering all the stuff that he's done around the map, and he was level 1 starting the game at 3 minutes in. He's done a very good job.
And now if he's just given the tome, he'll be able to get to level 6 because the Lion doesn't need it.
Yeah, both their supports have really great levels right now. And I think from what I've seen so far, the best support duo in this tournament, at least the most active.
And that has felt like the key to all of these top tier teams is that their support duos are actually way more active than you expect.
Yes, and this Lion level 6 DY, and his Disruptor, absolutely absurd. Looking for kills with the Finger of Death right now. GH also hits a level 6. DY wants to make a rotation towards this top lane. Vici being much more aggressive about taking towers in this game now that they don't have to worry about the Brood.
Now this is something we kind of always say, Blitz, but they are taking a fast pace to this game. They're taking towers quickly, but it's sort of the pace they have to take against this sort of lineup, right?
You don't want to play 2 melee cores against a Dusa much later on. So you have to get aggressive. They took a hero that could use both the Magnus and Power and Roshan early in the PA.
So we're back in. Kuro is very dead. They are going to go for, okay, Primal Roar. I guess he thought, you know, because the Macro Pyre's there, we're going to do a lot of damage over time, but not enough to commit for a kill.
Base boots completed on that Beastmaster, but overall net worth lead barely in favor of Vici right now. And Vici have to feel, as weird as it is, they have to feel great about that last game. Because I think they got outdrafted and they still pushed Liquid about as far as they could go.
Yeah.
So in game number 3, where they might think to themselves, we have a really even draft, we should have the advantage here. Base boots completed.
Now all they need to do is be able to take that mid-tier 1 tower, but Kuro has already shown, you know, just by throwing out the Macro Pyre, pushing back that wave. Matumba Man setting up camp at the bottom lane with the help of GH. It's tough for anybody to be able to show here. They're going to have a 2-man smoke up from Vici Gaming. I feel like this is one of their last smokes, by the way, because we saw so many used at the start. DY and Ori. If they can get the right kind of pick off here.
I don't think the Deuce is a complicated case just because you can finger her.
Yeah.
But you would also have to like use the NPL to hit her in the end, and you'd have to burst her before anybody else could get there. Like, it's just a high-risk situation.
GH spotted out because of this ward on the high ground. And Victor's going to try and stop the X pullback, and it actually does miss. The boat does not land, and GH is going to be okay here. See the drawing out from Kuro, circling that top half of the map. What do you think that is?
I think he's telling people just mind control goes there. Because he's got Hawk and he's got the boars, he can naturally push that lane out the safest. And they weren't able to make that trade for that bottom tower that teams often make. Like, Beastmaster's game, I think, is kind of rough when you don't take that bottom tower. Because, I mean, you play offlane Beastmaster. When you take that bottom tower area, you get to place aggressive Hawks. You don't want to place these, like, defensive Hawks and not be able to farm. You want to own that area.
I mean, that's so many of the offlaners that really just want to sit and farm in lane as well. Like, when
they should kill Kuro here.
Camp. If they can kill Kuro, pop in a haste rune. Kuro, very, very dead. All he can do is just kind of throw out an ice path and hope for the best. But it seems like, oh, maybe he's not dead. He's actually so tanky. They couldn't quite finish him off, and now the rotations come away from Liquid. I thought with a haste rune, man, but Kuro.
That's so weird that
tankier than I gave him credit for.
He wasn't willing to commit the moat, considering they were, in the first game, they were just willing to commit anything to get kills.
Yeah, that is true.
It's a low cooldown spell, too. But instead, they're going to go on Matumba Man. But just kind of messing around is the Lion had to get forced out to the left-hand side. He thought that DY was going to come in. That would have been enough damage with the Finger of Death. And now DY's had the Finger for quite some time and has been unable to use it.
Yeah.
These long cooldown spells, especially Finger of Death where it stacks that damage, you want to try to get that off as often as you can, as early as you can. That's why oftentimes the timing for Lion is you hit level 6, you immediately smoke up with another core, you try to get a kill, get that 200 gold in your pocket. But unable to do so in this one.
Yang. Going to be chased away by Matumba Man. Matumba Man, oh, by the way, we shouldn't mention his build, because a lot of the Razors we've seen recently, Rod of 8 Toast and Yules. It's like one of those two items every single time. And it also gives you a way to cancel TPs. Here we're going to go Drums BKB. Why is that? Is he going to be caught by the Kunkka here? Blown up by the Finger of Death there. DY finally gets to use it.
Blink Dagger almost onto GH. That'll be a nice timing for him, but and the way that Vichi's lineup can spread out, I think makes it harder for him to get echoes. But it does mean that he will almost catch the PA at all times, right? Just because the PA is going to blink forward. Once you see it blink forward, you should at least get an easy single target. But I think the reason why he's going for the BKB is probably because he doesn't really need to do much but frontline for the Dusa.
Yeah.
I think he thinks that this is a mid-game tempo lineup from Vici, similar to what we saw in the VP game. So Matumba Man's trying to make it so that he can carry the Medusa in that mid-early game engagement.
He just kind of like pops BKB, gets on top of the PA or the Kunkka, and there's not a whole lot they can do to stop him. It's just RP.
Yeah, until PA gets like a lot more farm and can start threatening with that immediate burst. I think it's a very good build.
Yeah.
For Vici right now, the weird part is you don't mind this pace at all. If you're Vici, you are playing against a PA, but at the same time you've got a 4-point of Empower Magnus with a PA on your side, right?
Yeah. You're naturally going to farm very fast, and PAs have been a lot more late game oriented than previous years of Phantom Assassins, thanks to that triple Stifling Dagger.
Yeah, this is going to be the interesting part, is whether or not the PA can commit later on, because now you've got an empowered plus Vlad's aura PA as
Fire
a
goes out,
move.
EY trying to get in for the stop here. Matumba Man's going to be spotted, immediately hexed up. The PA jumps onto him. The Ice Pass is going to be able to stall things out. There's the Torrent, though, to be able to keep the Razor disabled. The rest of Liquid will fully retreat, giving up Matumba Man.
Not sure what was going on there. I feel like Matumba Man should have known.
Yeah, everyone else on Liquid was like backing up, and Matumba Man just kind of chilled.
Yeah, and this is another classic VP move. You have a Roche hero, you've taken the mid-tier 1 tower, go into the pit. How far are we from the...
No Macro Pyre or Primal War out of mana. There's just like a lot missing for Team Liquid. 5 seconds for the Razor to come back up. Ori is looking for that extra bit of pickoff as they take Roshan here. They're going to be able to catch Kuro as well. X marks the spot. Throws out the Ice Path. Matumba Man's going to be able to stay around here, though, and DY may be the one who's gone on here. Matumba Man's getting RP on it, too, though. Pamoro goes out, trying to control the PA, but the damage is already done. They've lost their core, and Matumba Man. And now it's going to be Chiguro dead. Beast Pass is going to fall as well. And this is the fast pace that VG Gaming can take to you. You get out of position once, and they can get pick-off after pick-off thanks to this Kunkka. They go for Roshan. They're going to go high ground. Tier 2, now go for Tier 3 as well. The buyback already coming out from Kuro.
They've got a Deso PA. They've got to do something about this, or this tower will fall very quickly. And
Lose
now
your shrines this early
this is
with
so well done by Vici. I love their decisiveness right there. They decided to just go for it, and you can see how differently they play when they have that disruptor type hero. When they have something that gets that insta catch, the low cooldown catch, either the glimpse or the X. It's that follow-up of getting the tower, then getting the follow-up kill. It's so perfect for them. They also have the Heaven's Halberd completed on this Kunkka now. All the item timings are swarming in for them.
Blitz, I feel like all the teams that we've seen with this Medusa, they've always made sure the Medusa's on the front lines, right? Because it's just hard to be able to go on her with the stone phase and her natural tankiness. We're not seeing that from
Yeah, we saw this from Liquid earlier on in the group stage too, when Miracle played the Medusa. I can't remember, I think it was versus Keen. It was game 1 versus Keen. It took so long to come back to the base that eventually they just went for the high ground. They took that top area. He wasn't actually Dusa, he was a different hero. But it's kind of like Miracle's thing where he just decides, well, my team will hold. Like, this is normally what happens, my team just holds, but, I mean, they're punishing his greed right now.
Yeah. I mean, again, how many times have we talked about the conundrum of trying to take the 5-man, you know, on the aggressive team, trying to fight into the Medusa, and always it's like smoking and running into a Medusa, and their team fight's just kind of spoiled. And here, like, we just had sort of like back-to-back situations where the Medusa couldn't be found, not near that tier 2. Matumba Man's the first one in, and not the high ground defense.
I think Miracle right now is getting way too used to playing these Dusa games where everyone can just hold. But the point of Dusa, I think, is to be able to hold towers. You park that Dusa in front of that mid-tier 1 tower, it's really hard to get past her. Just using her as an AFK farmer changes her playstyle. And right now, Vichi's making them pay for it, as they are up 6k gold. Their PA is absolutely massive. He still has 2 minutes left on his Aegis. They can take shrines if they want. Ori's going for a BKB now too. He's got a full S and Y. Their item timings are going to be sick. And they've got a pipe on Yang.
Oh yeah, good halberd choice. I like that for the Kunkka.
And right now, Vichi's making the...
That's going to be shrined down so much. Map control is going to be lost by Team Liquid, and there's still a lineup that needs to be able to farm more, not just on the Medusa, but the Beastmaster as well. As Miracle had a very rough laning phase, and maybe that's part of the reason he did not feel compelled to get in front of these objectives with his team. He's like, guys, I got to recover. He's only just now beginning to eclipse the average net worth of Medusas, and as he is closing in on that Scotty.
They also, the weirdest part was that engagement in mid where they ran into the point blank RP. They just like kind of walked himself in. He's
and
gonna
now
get the
he's
RP
going to be a RP onto the Medusa, but the Preacher's going to be able to stall up. They chain stun him with the boat as well. Now he's out of mana, no stone gates available, no saving grace for Team Liquid. They're going to catch him at top man as well. Pull him back in with the X Finger of Death. Zap! Team Liquid now going to be forced to buy back on a Medusa. We said he was just beginning to get ahead, and now he is brutally behind.
You give Vici these heroes. You let Ori play these Kunkkas. They get their disruptor. This is what games are going to look like. You're not playing against your average team that just goes for Tau. They settle. They continue to play for more. That aggression that they have. And you're seeing it again. It's eerily similar to game number 1, where now Fade's like, whatever, single target, I'll use my RP, no problem.
Yeah.
It's not like where Mind Control was looking for the big black hole or the big doom. Fade's just saying, I'll throw it out when I see an opportunity. And now they put them in a position where if the Dusa dies once, the game is actually just straight up over in 20 minutes.
And again, Vici Gamer going to maintain the aggression here, knowing that, as you said, one death is all it takes, a double damage. PA, that is a perfect opportunity to try and surprise Liquid by smoking inside of the base, and Liquid, they're going to smoke themselves. All of a sudden, Curl realizes, what the hell? My smoke spot, they're right here. Curl is going to be gone out almost immediately. The boat's going to be able to finish him off. Oh, not quite enough damage. Tries to get away, but the dagger will be able to finish him now. Paparazzi lost a lot of his damage here. The double damage is still kicking him in, so he hits okay, and he's going to try and finish off on top. Anyway, the Primal Roar, not going to happen. He just ends up going down to big Arcane. No slam, though. Locking down 30. That was a showcase follow-up. Team Liquid, what a big turnaround by them. All at the back of GH. Yang, he's going to sprout, try and go for the teleport out, while Paparazzi's still okay to be able to fight. Yang is stopped. His teleport's not available, but they're going to try and go for mind control here, but they're being kited non-stop. And Matama Man's now back in. GH with a beautiful fissure into the enchant totem. They stay on top of Paparazzi. Matama Man wants to be able to get this blink target. Paparazzi's been so far away, but he does have the blink target to get out. And Liquid do not have the catch, as GH is just a bit too far away.
I meant to say Big Echo is, I mean, that's a game saver right there. Because if you lose that fight, the game is in all likelihood just over. They're going to double rax you at 20 minutes right in front of your base. But GH with a big hold.
We've been praising Vici Gaming's aggression, and like it's paid off for them in so many situations, but finally we do see the downside of that.
Yes.
Smoke directly inside of the base. Yeah, sure, if you win that fight, maybe game over, but what are the chances you do? And that's going to help Miracle get back into the game for sure. He's already got one of the ultimate orbs before the next fight. He may even have this Scotty.
Vichi's trying to avoid this like late game interaction. Need 2 melee cores against the Medusa as hard as they can.
Yeah.
So they're getting a little bit too over aggressive. I don't necessarily disagree with the idea, just because I think if you win that fight right there, the game's over. You don't get a lot of opportunities in Dota like that at 20 minutes.
At the end of the day, Vici Gaming still up by 11k net worth. They can just kind of chill out and wait for the next Roshan if they want.
And they didn't lose either of their big cores. That's the big thing.
That's true.
They only lost the other 3 heroes. It's not an irrecoverable position. That's why that net worth swing wasn't massive.
And this is such a... we just had a lost fight, but now Vici Gaming is probably even stronger than they were before. Double BKBs picked up. One for the Kunkka, one for the Phantom Assassin.
But Tama Man does have a BKB as his plasma field just scratches the nose of Yang.
I think Mansu does, right?
Oh, it said over the hero, but that was weird. Kunkka does.
And then the PA does.
Yeah.
So I think it's only Vici Gaming with the big power spike, as they're going to man smoke up here. Yang can join them at any time.
They're doing this right in front of the base, so if they win this fight...
Go for it again. Go for the throat. 2 minutes to get get the RP, but it's only on the Jakiro. That's not what they wanted. Oh no! GH is going to be bursted down. The smoke comes in, or he just needs a couple more swings. He's going to pop the BKB to ensure it. Meanwhile, Paparazzi in the middle of this, but he's already had all of his damage drained away by Matumba Man. DY, he's going to try and give him a blink target to the right-hand side here, going up the X. Paparazzi gets a little bit farther away, but the Fisher is going to be able to slow him down even further. Another blink gets a little bit farther away, but they just keep on chasing. Nice crowd. Yang, what a swing with the trees. That completely blocks out Liquid.
Oh, GH. He had a game-saving echo, and then whatever that was.
He had to have been hit by some sort of damage. He also was X'd almost at the same time, so.
And that fight still almost looked like it was okay, because Paparazzi just got one on forward on the left-hand side, and they drained all of his damage.
Yeah.
We're gonna watch this replay again.
RP, it's like, oh no, that's terrible.
Oh, the nature's
so much worse. The wrath of nature. I mean, you can't really plan for that. It hits you right as you think you're gonna blink. Can't really be blamed for that situation at all.
They used everything they could to try to just control Paparazzi, and they credit to them, they almost killed him. But Vici, that sprout, so good.
Yeah,
from Yang. Just salvaging that fight. He's gonna build a Lotus Orb to try to bounce back that roar.
I do wonder if it was, I'm presuming it was a Wrath of Nature bounce that hit him, but it would be sick if it was actually Yang just straight up going, I'm gonna click it on you. They're gonna be able to get the tier 2 bottom. That's the last outer tower for Team Liquid. And Vici Gaming still holding on to that very strong 11K net worth lead. Roshan is now up. Blitz, do you think Team Liquid should contest?
I think they have to. I think fighting against Aegis Cheese, it allows the PA to just insta-jump one of your supports. GH already used buyback too. Like, they're in such a rough position right now on the side of Liquid. I wouldn't be surprised to see them smoke. They've got Ox to work with as well.
Great choice by Yang. The Lotus Orb, so now he can apply that on Paparazzi when he jumps in. Won't have to worry about the Razor static link, but they're currently trying to do Roshan. Team Liquid are smoked up. DY positions himself to be able to break that smoke and try and get some sort of disable. GH throws out the Fisher. Fade sitting on the side here. Look for that RP as he's going to be able to GH goes in with the Echo Slam, but it's the RP that makes it good and fights. The ball comes in. Man, pops the BKB, now the Soaking is going down as well. If it was such a good RP, it seems like Paparazzi's falling here with the Scotty on top of him. He's trying to get the kill on top of him as soon as possible. They get the Roshan, they get the Aegis, they kill Yang as well. Team Liquid, they win the fight. Now they look for more. Ori shows himself. Team Liquid gonna try and pursue a little bit here, but I think they're very happy with the way that engagement went.
I'm not even sure how that happened. That looked like that was going to be the best RP that we've seen all tournament.
It's the BKB. Matumba Man, they just didn't have enough. The bolt came in a little bit too late. They got up both Stone Gaze and BKB on the Razor. And then at that point, Vici Gaming were just not able to fight. PA gets drained out of all her attack damage. You don't get the chain stun you needed on the Razor to burst him down.
Yeah, decision though, Liquid. I think they had to take that fight. If you don't take that fight, you give up Aegis Cheese, you probably just lose. And Vici was in that weird position where they got Roshan low enough, where they feel like they have to stick around that area, and there's no disengage at that point.
And now, like, how about the other things? Does VP Gaming wait out 4 minutes of an Aegis? I mean, that could be a damage item on the Medusa's. We're going to see that fight one more time.
So Fade gets the angle, hits 3, but GH solo RPs, stops the PA, who does jump in but gets roared instantly.
Look at that, back into the game here as Yang tries to go for the teleport out, but a Fisher stops him. 11K, now cut down to 7. Of an Aegis? I mean, that could be
Dire's top shrine is under
and it's this next item that's going to change things a lot for Liquid, is the MKB.
Yeah. I mean, the levels, right? Level 20 Medusa, that's a massive pickup.
For Vici, things are getting a little bit worrisome. Not the kind of position that they wanted to get into.
Yeah. Stone Gaze duration, if they actually get the Stone Gaze,
DY so dead.
Right into it. DY is going to be clipped ever so barely by Matumba Man. Thought he could go for the DP out, but GH, he's always there with the Fisher. Medusa, that's a
And this is how you chip leads bit by bit. They're not giving Vici time to just breathe and recover, but I think this might be a conscious effort by Vici too. I think they're under the assumption that they can't fight into the Aegis Dusa, which is more than correct, let me tell you. If you don't think you can fight into the Aegis Dusa, don't even bother, just buy time. So also now got an MKB. And this is
how you're thinking about your next power spike, which is the PA level 25.
Yes.
That also means we're going to get the Medusa to level 25 very likely, unless the PA gets caught here. There's going to be a massive kill. The Echo Slam, throw down all the stuns. Echo Slam, Prime the War, everything they have, because if the PA is gone, what damage does Vici Gaming have?
And now you have 2 minutes.
Cutting a creep wave.
Oh, this is really smart. And he's just going to try to go for the War 2.
That'll save the tier 2 for now. But as the creep wave returns,
if you're Liquid, would you continue to go for this?
I would be tempted for sure. If I can get a buyback out of that PA, it would be massive. But at the same time, much like playing into a Disruptor, it's going to be tough to be able to back out against this Kunkka, who's working on this bottom tier 3 right now. Miracle forced to pop his Manta to get rid of that Lion Siphon.
And Liquid now notices what's going on, but it doesn't look like they have any interest in going back. And Ori's just thinking to himself, I can't defend this anyways, so I'll just continue to hit this up.
Oh no! Kuro already TP'd over. They do have, I guess, BKB. There's nothing to stop that here. So they got the tier 3 down. Shrines are now open. Liquid's not in a position to take them just yet, but it is a big win.
Liquid now notices what's going on. Not that bad for Vici though. Like the fact that they didn't get Rax there in a position where they didn't have to force out PA to do anything.
Yeah, they didn't lose their buyback. They didn't lose the lane of Rax.
Yeah, and they survived the Aegis.
Yeah.
Which I think is quite huge because I think the Deuce was in prime position. If Kunkka's not hitting your bottom Rax or bottom tier 3 tower there, they probably just go high and take a free set.
Yeah. Oh man, with the Solar Crest, you put that on Medusa, he already has the Beastmaster aura going on. You gave her even more attack speed. That damage is no longer going to be something that you can just ignore the win and go for other heroes.
Oh, I'm so glad we got a game number 3 now. Just the type of game that we've seen now, with Vici having such a big lead, Liquid having to chip it away. Vici, I mean, they're still above 50%. And as long as their mentality is such, I think they're in an okay spot. Because it always feels really bad blowing that big of a lead.
Yeah.
Because you're telling yourself like, oh, now we're losing. If you're not growing your lead, you feel like you're losing your lead. But that's part of Dota 2, where you have to be able to reset yourself and say like, okay, things are still all right. If you're on the side of Vici, you just remember what happened in the last game, where Liquid was also able to recover. Vici's in a similar position. It's a little bit worse because they have to play against that Dusa.
Yeah.
But not all hope is lost. Still a pretty coin flippy game.
Trying to fall here in the top lane. Solar Crest on both sides, it seems, as Yang's going to pick one up as well. And AC for the Kunkka doesn't have like a ton of damage himself. And that's where it seems like Liquid can just all in on killing the PA when possible.
Yeah, I think he needs, that's a really good point. I think he needs a really big damage item right now. Because what's happening is, in all these fights, Paparazzi just kind of gets corralled. They've 1v4 him, and there's no incentive to go on anybody else. They won that fight with a 3-man RP and GH just solo echoing the PA.
Yeah.
Because they understand that if Paparazzi gets low, he gets forced into a position where his BKB is largely defensive. Like, he's spending that entire time just walking himself back, trying to find blink targets to get out.
That 3-man RP looks a lot different if PA can actually blink strike and just start cleaving people down with that empower.
Yeah, he needed to hit, they're going to go for the smoke. Vici, they want to try to recover this game back. They really don't want to go super late against this Dusa. I mean, force her into a buyback position as Miracle's going to hold the high ground with the cheese.
On the high ground with that extra cheese. That's going to be tough to fight into. They immediately hex him off. BKB activated. With the Fisher down, the bow coming out as well. They're actually doing some damage. Now the RP comes out as well, but it's still not dead, and they trade away so much damage away from Paparazzi. He realizes he's hitting like a kitten. He can't take this anymore, so he's going to try and run away, but all Liquid just stick to him like glue. Paparazzi tries to blink shake away. Liquid, the Fisher, no! They need to go chase him down. JH knocks him down. Hits him with an enchant tone, takes out the Lion as well. No buyback available for the PA or for the Lion. Ryan. A 5 versus 3, Team Liquid head straight down mid. Look for their very first lane of barracks.
They almost had him, but the cheese pop at the last second completely turns that around, and the fissure just made it
Look at that, they're going straight for the tier 4s. They say if you don't have buyback, you can't stop us. And the Kunkka doesn't have the damage to be able to put up here, Team Liquid. They've managed to hold for so long. The boat's going to come out onto Kuro here. They're going to try and deal with some of these supports really quickly. Or he gets a good swing out. That's going to be enough to kill Kuro, but he can't get too much damage to Matama, man. The throne is all that matters here as well. The throne is getting low. Skewer back from Fade, but still Miracle's laning into that throne. A great for it. But Tamaman dropped a little bit low. They're going to focus on GH now. They should be able to take him out, but still the throne or quarter HP. But Tamaman pops his BKB, and Miracle's just trying to focus down. The Primal War goes down as well. He bounces back into the Beastmaster, but still the throne is only at 400 HP. Tori goes down. The goose is so low. They're trying to get knocked control. Swinging instead. Game Liquid will take game 3. They take down major winners VG Gaming and move on in the lower bracket.
I mean, it's saying on my screen that Vinci's still ahead in gold, and they lost this game.
Unbelievable comeback from Team Liquid. Blades. We talked about the narrative. The narrative of this series. Team Liquid are major winners VG Gaming and move on in the lower bracket.
I mean, it's saying on my screen that Vinci's still ahead in gold, and they lost this game.
Unbelievable comeback from Team Liquid. Blades. We talked about the narrative. The narrative of this series. Team Liquid are major winners VG Gaming and move on in the lower bracket.
I mean, it's saying on my screen that Vinci's still ahead in gold, and they lost this game.
Unbelievable comeback from Team Liquid. We talked about the narrative. The narrative of this series. Team Liquid are
5 seconds remaining.
Feels like a non-factor that ends up feeding more gold than it gains. Because the treants are actually quite rich in XP and gold, especially if you're trying to push lanes.
It's true. So we've already, you said you hate the ABBA, now you hate the Nature's Prophet as the 5. Who's going to be the big 5 then, Kyle?
Well, I think you ban the Prophet.
Okay, but you also ban a bad.
No, I think you can play against the Baden, depending on the scenario. Because heroes like Chen Furion make picks like a Baden look weak.
Yeah.
And I just, when I look at these teams, and I'm secret, and I'm game planning for this, you know, it's not just about what do we like to do, but it's
true. So we've already, you said you hate the ABBA, now you
typically for OG and secret.
the 5. Who's going to be the big 5 then, Kyle?
Well, I think you ban the Prophet. Dominant for a while.
Yes, I'll secret, yes, but the thing is, by making runs through the upper bracket all the time, it also means that you don't play as many games as other.
Dominant for a while.
Yes, I'll secret, yes, but the thing is, past result of this, because this is a major tournament with Anna back in their roster, so we don't know what they're gonna do. And
I've seen them to get here in this series. They ran
Yes.
they ran their TI drafts. There was a Mag PA game, and wasn't there a Drow game?
Yeah.
Like
ABBA's,
so they
will run. I think.
games as other.
Dominant for a while.
Yes, I'll secret, yes, but the thing is, past result of this, because this is a major tournament with Anna back in their roster, so we don't know what they're gonna do. And
I've seen them to get here in this series. They ran their TI drafts. There was a Mag PA game, and wasn't there a Drow game?
Yeah.
Like
ABBA's,
so
they will run. I think.
I'll secret, yes, but the thing is, past result of this, because this is
OG's turn to ban. Team Secret's turn to ban.
it's not the formats actually, and that a lot of people think it's the formats, but you know, when you have a Dota 2 format or any kind of esports format, you're kind of seeding into how you expect teams to perform, and if they don't perform to expectations in the first day or two, then you're gonna have mismatched matchups. And we actually had in our group stages this time not that many surprises. Everything. It's not the formats actually, and that a lot of people think that's the formats, but you know, when you have a Dota 2 format or any kind of esports format, you're kind of seeding into how you expect teams to perform, and if they don't perform to expectations in the first day or two, then you're gonna have
Team
mismatched
Secret's
matchups.
turn to ban.
And we actually had
OG's turn to pick.
in our group stages this time not that many surprises. Everything.
Team Secret's turn to pick. Team Secret's turn to ban. OG's turn to pick.
Prophet and Darkseer. Tons of wave clear, tons of team fight, and it can itemize or lane or be played by whoever OG wants to complete their draft. It's a really nice hero to first pick because you have way more versatility in that role momentum, whereas when you're second pick, it's all about just saving a core for last.
Yep. And wow, we've our second first phase storm in a while. Well, today.
Forgot to blow up the Earthshaker. That's one we should have seen coming.
But can you talk to me a little bit about first phase Storm? Because yeah, we've seen Storm be very good in a lot of scenarios, but at the same time, I thought Lucky Shot was amazing against Storm, especially when you're assuming that's going to be our mid matchup.
But I don't think you do anything to Storm. Just saving a core for last.
Yep. And wow, we've our second first phase storm in a while. Well, today.
Give free lanes to mid one Storm. It is a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, and by having that Earthshaker behind him, like even in the mid game, you get a Lucky Shot, whatever on him, the Earthshaker just stuns. The Storm will still be able to get away. Like the Earthshaker covers the Storm pick, and this is a hero I'm glad we're seeing more of. He is
Me
so
too.
good.
I'm surprised it's taken this long. It feels reminiscent of the TI5 meta, where it's like, hey, Storm's a great pick. You scale super well, and I think the name of the game when you're playing against OG is reach. You never want to be in a position where they've got the ability to push-pull in these engagements and then just collapse on a target, back off real quick, do it again. And they love to abuse this concept. They love PA, Ember, even Storm when it's available. And I just think it's great from Secret because you sort of secure a safe win condition in the sense that you have a Shaker, you can land a Fisher into the immediate zip forwards. Like they'll always be able to find that kill. OG go for the bad, banning out the Oracle. There's not many save heroes left in the pool, especially with a bad and second ban by Secret.
The OG special, it actually was the Fly special, I guess the Dazzle, when you're talking about, say,
even Storm when it's available. And I just think it's great from Secret because you sort of secure a safe win condition in the sense that you have a Shaker, you can land a Fisher into the immediate zip forwards. Like they'll always be able to find that kill. OG go for the bad, banning out the Oracle. There's not many save heroes left in the pool, especially with a bad and second ban by Secret.
the OG special, it actually was the Fly special, I guess the Dazzle, when you're talking about, say,
Even Storm when it's available. And I just think it's great from Secret because you sort of secure a safe win condition in the sense that you have a Shaker, you can land a Fisher into the immediate zip forward. I like it a lot more when you have a hero like Shaker that can only secure your lane. Tide is very weak, levels 1 and 2, but once you hit like 3, 4, 5, you're easily able to sustain in a lane by yourself.
I'm looking at Morphling right now. You ban out a Lifestealer, Morphling, that hero just wants to take that rage. I'm thinking one of these two teams. You have Nisha. I think Morphling's popping out.
Why would a Lifestealer ban make you think Morph though?
I was thinking the opposite way around. Thanks, Kyle, for having my back right there.
I got you covered.
Appreciate it.
well, we got a Silencer pick. Silencer has not been too successful this major.
Yeah.
It's not.
It's
It's a save, though, and it's another...
And if I'm not mistaken, if you Silencer ult during Pango's ult animation, you cancel it and it goes on cooldown, right?
Yeah, but at the
Is this weird
same
interaction?
but at the same time, that Pango is most likely going to be a Jarek's Pango. Do you really want to pick a hero just to counter a 4?
No, you also do it because it crushes Batrider in the lane phase.
Yes, that's the one hero. We talk about Bat always does a good lane, and it also
Yes,
does very
and-
decent versus tri
And
lane.
it's also excellent with a Storm because you've now guaranteed. Secret says, okay, we will be able to find the initiation because we have a Storm. So he's going to zip forwards and then you silence on top.
And you
It's
have a
that
Fisher
simple.
as well. You actually have two heroes who just completely back.
So it complements the initiation potential of the Storm Spirit, and that's really cool. The Grimstroke now for the double lasso potentially.
And we just saw him play, right? In the one game they played it versus VP, they had 3 melee cores, and he actually maxed Inkswell,
Yep.
which we have not seen in a while.
That specific game, by the way, was a top sub Pango. So it was a core, that one. Oh my god.
Yeah, we hear the spam, y'all wanted it. No, I do like that it's pretty much just been OG and the Chinese teams playing like this. Oh, we don't have like this Doom Grimstroke. They're just playing it like, let's just run at people with Inkswell. It got nerfed, but it's still very strong. Especially on a hero like Pango. You just jump on someone, they get stunned immediately. And his ulti will always be very good, especially against BKBs. And there's the eyes. Nisha. He's carried a game or two.
I think you just take your offlaner here. It's just a question of what you want for Zai. There's a possibility he could even play the Shaker.
So I'm surprised we still have Darkseer in the pool.
Okay.
They do pick up the puck.
It is an impossible Darkseer game for both sides. And I think that's why it's not picked here. Also very much a preference hero and not something I think teams are willing to first to unless they value it as like of paramount importance in their strategy
It's a
development.
full play style, like difference from anything. You know what he's going to do. He's just going to win his lane, get a Helmet of Dominator, and be annoying. But if teams don't want to play against it, you just lose.
Yeah, and both sides have covered themselves. You don't want to play Darkseer into Storm Silencer ever. Same goes with Bat Pango. It's just not a winnable scenario. Even Grimstroke, you get an early point in silence, and what's the Darkseer supposed to do? 2-on-1. OG could go for a TA here. I think that it's just like your standard puck counter. In addition, lanes well against Storm. Ember Spirit also a possibility, but whenever I see a Batrider, I want you to combo that with a hero that provides vision, TA, and has high burst damage without a long cooldown attached. You want to be able to pick somebody off with the Bat Lasso, and then boom, there's the damage, and now that core can keep going, chase for more. Traps also, Batrider is very much a vision consumer. You want to have space within the fights that your teammates have created so that you can pick and poke, find your target, and get a critical kill on these very high mobility yet squishy cores on Secret.
Yeah, and also Ember, oh yeah, Ember, so many counters, but Earthshaker, Silencer, and Puck, and Storm. If you do get an Orchid, it's just too hard for an Ember, I think. Unless he wants to prove us wrong, I would love to see it.
It's tough for sure, and a lot of the tops and heroes feel difficult. Maybe a Pugna though. This could be an insane Pugna game actually.
And I loved watching his Pugna TI, watching him abuse. No one else was playing it like that. He just destroyed middle matchups.
You get double life drain off, right, on the Grimstroke ulti too?
I believe you're going to test it. Yes, you do.
Yeah,
you just did.
Yeah.
Team Secrets.
And there's the
And there's
PA.
the PA.
So they're doing exactly what they did. I believe that was game 2 versus VP, where you have like these melee, you have the PA, you have the Pango, and then you have this Grimstroke. We know what OG wants to do. They want to run at you.
He needs BKB though, like desperately. Until that, even Silencer is a pain to play with because you want to spam your spells. Blur now being inactive, all of this will activate the Q on Silencer once again. You'll take so much damage and be slowed. I think Secret, you ban Mag here, 100%. I look at the OG, I don't care what they have. They have PA, ban Magnus.
Yeah, well, what do you think?
You have Silencer to cover against it, but
you still
it's
think you go like Deso BKB or on the PA?
I actually think this game,
You like the B Fury?
maybe even just Vlad's BKB. Not even kidding, man. You just need BKB to engage. It depends on what this last pick is.
And I like what you said, because with OG, right, they are one of the few teams that they listen to you, Kyle. They've got every aura at every fight. I know you're happy with that.
I was obviously not working the main event TI8, but I was so upset. I was just mad, and they do ban Magnus. That's puppy pow.
Yeah.
But they just kept doing things and other teams weren't replicating it. I'm like, guys, I watched this Magnus buying like Arcane's Blink Shadowblade, and I watched Seb go Crimson Guard mech. Like, hello, folks. They were ranked 18th coming into this tournament. They figured something out to get good all of a sudden. Maybe we should innovate, but c'est la vie.
Magnus banned out as well as the Morphling.
Yeah. They need a pretty hard carry on Secret right now.
What are we expecting for OG about who is...
Whoa.
Sebastian's Treant?
That is...
I'm hyped.
Hold up. That is such a hard counter to Storm and Puck. Storm specifically hates playing against Tree because your damage output is always proccing max reduction on the Treant because the Overload procs the Remnants. In addition, you have 2 different sources of root, both of which puncture BKB. There's nothing that Storm can do to stay alive against a Tree, and it's so much sustain. This is the OG way. They've got a ton of in and out, tons of sustain.
I go back to when I said it's going to be a 2-0 either way. Like, if Secret somehow just counters OG right here, I'm like, well, it's over. Like, OG is definitely figured out by Secret.
An Ember, perhaps, but the concern I have is that Secret right now don't push towers well. And I look at this OG team and I think, goodness, their team fight, it's just unbelievable, especially if Secret's big ultimates are down.
Yeah, and going back to your pushing towers thing, if you don't kill a tower, the Tree will heal it up. Like, you actually need someone who just straight up takes down. That's why they ban Morphling, right? Like, Nisha's best hero and an absolute tower killer. You need a hard carry that just hits a tower. That's it.
It's just tough. Like, all these, you don't want a BKB dependent carry. That's the problem. And I'm not sure, like, I don't want to troll in this game. It feels miserable. I think Ember's got the best matchups, but it doesn't solve your problem, which is finding tower damage. Maybe something...
15 seconds there.
You can't pick a Lycan. You can't...
You can pick a Juggernaut.
Okay, I like that. I like that.
You have spin and the tree stuff goes through, but obviously you can spin out of it as well. And you have a tower hitter and the healing ward, so you can actually siege.
Juggernaut is also always the hero, like, oh, I don't know what carry to pick. Juggernaut.
Yep.
Fits in most situations.
This is tough to read. Like,
I think it's gonna be a pretty one-sided game either way. Once again, or do you not feel that way? I like Team Secret's draft a little bit more, just because I think they are the better team going into this. And this Storm, even though the Tree is a nice counter, like with the Silencer, Puck, and Earthshaker behind this Storm, it's hard to bet against a mid-1 Storm.
I think it's clean. It's easier to understand, right? A lot of emphasis on Puppy's game. If his silences are on point, if silence is up, Secret will win the team fights. But OG, if they can force defensive silences by getting the initiation first, either the Rolling Thunder getting off before silence, finding a lasso target, that's going to be huge. I also think they have the vision advantage. No one on Secret is really capable of like entering the fight first. That could be their downfall, but I honestly have absolutely no idea. All I know is it's going to be fun.
It's going to be fun.
I think it's going to be extremely fun, but I will say Secret. I won't cop out like Kyle here.
Well, there's only one way.
OG.
All right. Well, there's only one way to know who's going to take the first game and who's going to take the lead here in the upper bracket semifinals. So for the game, I'm going to hand you over to OD Pixel and Tsunami.
Thank you very much, CBS. Secret versus versus OG best of 3. A very exciting matchup between these two teams. I'm OD Pixel. I'm joined here by Tsunami. We've got a lot to talk about. One of the big ones, Seb, bringing the Treant to the main stage.
They tell me this hero's been just completely off this map, and I'm not surprised. The dude's invisible half the time. Teams do not find very much strength in Treant Protector, but like they mentioned on the panel, the damage reduction is so valuable with the living armor, as is the invisibility and the roots versus the Storm Spirit. We'll see if it's enough.
Well, let's see indeed as we get ourselves into the action.
I'm not surprised. The dude's invisible half the time. Teams do not find very much strength in Treant Protector, but like they mentioned on the panel,
Secret was this Juggernaut, and the panel said, you know, with the Jug, it can sometimes be that hero you sort of try and fit into a draft where other better options are banned out. Would you agree with that, or do you think for Secret it was the plan all along? Do you see the power that Nisha's Jug can have in this match?
I think it's a plan whenever you see a Treant Protector, and you just want something that you know can't really mess up. They have solutions for the root with the Blade Fury, but Juggernaut has not really seen that much exposure compared to the other hard carries that we've been seeing, like the Morphlings, the Drow Rangers, these types of heroes. But like Sheeper said, there's really nothing that you can do wrong whenever you pick a Juggernaut.
Now we'll see what sort of lanes they have starting off. Of course, Thompson on the Pango. We've seen him have a sort of hit and miss on sort of the Pango in the mid, sort of the role and position that not a lot of teams are sort of dabbling with the hero on. Do you still sort of see that a Pango can have a big impact and sort of works with the lineup that OG have?
So previously, Thompson had played the Pangolier in the group stage, and initially I was very hopeful. Thing is, he went for a very utility-based build as opposed to a damage-dealing build. He went for like Greaves, and he was just trying to buy time for on his carry. It didn't really bring them into success, and they ended up losing the game with a Phantom Assassin. But this time, we'll see. I think the utility can go a little bit further when you have a Protector to help you survive. It's just, the hero's not very tested. It's just, Thompson is just a beast on it.
We'll see for the moment, Secret. They've got the 3 up top, making sure that they can secure that bounty rune. Nisha on his own down bottom will be sure to see, you'd imagine, one of the supports of Secret head down there. Seb's going to start off on this top lane for now, alongside the, obviously, side lane bat. Nisha, Anna farming on the bottom lane. He's going to start there as the PA with that backup. And of course, as we can expect, the chat wheel gameplay is going to be incredible this game between both teams. But Secret, they do have an answer. They have got that silencer and could be a bit of a meta pick to deal with the shenanigans of OG in their chat wheel. We'll see if it works out for them. But getting into lanes, any sort of lane that you can see that someone's going to have a lot of trouble in? Is there anywhere on the map that looks very difficult for one of the sides?
Well, one thing that is slightly concerning is that Puppy is the hero with the Sentry Ward, and he did not know where the Treant Protector was going to show up, so he ended up going bot before placing a sentry up top. Unsurprisingly, the Treant Protector takes Nature's Guise at level 1, and now Zai has to deal with this Treant Protector just punching him silly.
It looks like a bit of a risky lane, especially on sort of the early levels. Obviously, down the line, Zai is going to have a lot of elusivity with the phase shift and the orb. But for now, if Notel ever gets those stacks up and him and Seb are able to chase him and punch him, he's going to be constantly forced away from the creep wave.
And they just want nothing to do with the lane. Yaps already stole the previous creep wave, and now Zai's stealing the next one. They just want to stay as far away from this Treant Protector as they can.
And some brilliant stats here as well, as we can see when Seb plays that Treant. It is very hard to predict where he's going to be on in terms of the safe lane or the off lane. OG very versatile with starting it off, so you know, even for a team like Secret, who's at the top, very hard to predict what position he's going to be starting in. One lane. Nisha getting a lot of damage here onto Anna with that Blade Fury. He has got the curse upon him as well. Anna still alive. Waits for the curse to end, so he's then able to throw that dagger back without any repercussions. Keeps him at bay. Farm down bottom at the moment. 5 for 3 on Nisha, 5 for 2 on Anna. A close start. I'm definitely seeing that OG have to be careful. Any chance that Nisha gets to chase down one of the two of them with the Blade Fury will be a pretty scary on this mid lane. Thompson doing a lot of work against mid-one, bringing him down very low. Yapzor is there by mid-one's side, so it's a little bit of a bait. Thompson's got to be careful. There's a Fisher to block him off. Thompson is in a lot of trouble. He's very deep upon the stick charge, and he has got a swashbuckle. It will get him over to the side of the tower. It was in range as he moved past, so it will hit him, take him out of the game, and give mid-one that chance to have at least a wave to get that CS advantage in mid, which was very even for the most part so far between the two of them.
Very narrow timing. He just barely had the stick charges to get that swashbuckle out, but unfortunately in the vision of that tower, and YapzOr's movement gets him first blood for his Storm Spirit. And this is the kind of thing that OG are going to have to do, because we saw that heat map. Tree Protector's not going to come mid very often, so YapzOr, he can go everywhere.
And this bottom lane, as you say, YapzOr sets up with a Fisher, blocked off and no escape. Another kill for Secret down bottom. As especially, you know, with Ana being on his own and the 3 heroes there, for the time that Jerax isn't around, Ana has to be very, very careful. He has got right, no, the way he's pushing out actually, so he's not going to have too much to farm. Secret taking control and momentum on this safe lane.
And this is not a combo that typically a Grimstroke and a Phantom Assassin will be able to abuse. Normally you just slap an Inkswell on her, she's immediately going to close the gap with Phantom Strike, but Juggernaut's got Blade Fury. He's more than okay using it defensively.
Up top, the pressure continuing to be there on Zai, but he's still picking up decent levels from that lane, and he is getting some sort of CS on the top lane puck. Mid lane, even after that death, Thompson still keeping pretty close to the farm off mid. 21 for 5 against the 17th, who's going to hope for the 4-minute rune top, and he will get lucky as he gets able to bottle up that double damage. A very nice rune for him to find, as it could secure him
and Jerax
at least a wave or 2 at farm.
He wants to join. He knows what is at stake here, and there are a lot of pings coming out, though, as Radiant do have wards.
Tries for the swashbuckle, it's going to be off the mark, so unable to get that initial damage out into mid 1. But yeah, this would have been the beautiful time for OG to go before he hits that 6 on the Storm. But as it is, mid 1, he's got backup. YapzOr is going to be the one coming with him, as well as Puppey. Jerax in a lot of trouble as Secret outnumber Jerax with their own support movements. Get their 3rd kill, starting to get this early advantage, Secret.
You see the density of observer wards on the southern side of the map. Radiant has to be so very careful of whenever Jerax decides to rotate. But on the flip side, OG need to be very, very aware of when YapzOr decides to move around with his boots first. And now a Soul Ring completed on this Earthshaker. Just 4.5 minutes.
Lane, Thompson, he was baited for a bit of a play try for when he has got the stick charges. As he will have swashbuckle up in a few seconds. Mid-1 already getting himself far, far away. So Thompson will not be able to chase in bottom lane. Another Fisher block off from YapzOr. It's causing a bit of issues for Jerax. Jerax chased down by the Blade Fury. Again, YapzOr's movements up and down the map, causing so much trouble for OG in this laning stage.
This is kind of the penalty. I mean, Seb has 3 points in living armor, but there's a lot of DOT on the side that can just take off these instances very, very quickly. You've got the Blade Fury. You've already got 2 points in Arcane Curse. It heavily mitigates what should be a very, very valuable defensive spell. And obviously, against the Storm Spirit, it's going to be great because it'll block the overload damage and the right-click damage, but Thompson does not really need the help. So it's only these side lanes that are not benefiting from this living armor as much as they should.
So Seb does. Let's get started. Still gets the root up, of course, with that passive hit. But Zai is keeping it safe. Seb getting a lot of farm, obviously, on that top lane, with N0tail's constant backup and harassment being thrown the way of Zai. And we'll see what Seb is going to be able to do with that down the line. It's bottom lane again, YapzOr. He's eyeing up a chance to get a Fisher out. Jerax and Ana, they've got to be careful. The curse already on there, onto the PA. Ana, he's trying his best to run, but the Blade Fury damage from Nisha. Ana's in a lot of trouble. He will jump over to the side and has the stick charges. N0tail will come in to offer some backup. Ana still ticking down to that curse. Is it going to be enough to kill him? I think it is. He's going to die to it. One more tick, it's gone. It was enough damage. He was forced to do so, of course. If he didn't blink and you know, cause the curse to proc even longer, he would have died. So he's dead either way. This one was probably more painful, as it took him longer to die, so therefore longer before he's going to get back to the wave.
And yet again, more int goes the way of Puppey. Dude has 8 int at 7 minutes into the game and may get a little bit more off Jerax.
Yeah, looking for the Brimstone. They're going to find it. Puppey just getting smarter and smarter. 10 in at 7 minutes. Got to be one of the fastest. Now they look towards Ana. Ana tried to jump in for this one. They're looking for the kill onto the PA. Does have the living armor from Seb, but the control from YapzOr. The curse is back up Ana. He's got to run. Will get back in time. Jerax is there with the backup. So Secret won't be able to dive for another. But 6 kills, 3k lead. Secret off to a bit of a dream start here.
It's rare that you Arcane Curse be so effective early on, and he's not even laning against the Bad Rider, who would normally be the target for the Silencer. it's mainly against this Phantom Assassin who, you know, her evasion's great and all, but it's not going to help you against magic damage. She's getting more and more sustain from the living armor, but I mean, this is your top lane was a Treant Protector and a Bat Rider.
Oh no, it looks like another OG Jerax caught out Yapso, making it look so simple with these Fisher block offs. OG, they will try and turn. The Ink Swell was there for Ana, jumping forward onto Puppey. No-Tail also comes in with a TP. Can they actually chase him though? It's going to be hard. Another dagger's out upon him. Puppey, he's trying to hide. The healing ward's there as well, healing him up, but Ana will get in. They will get the kill upon him. So OG able to get their first kill, taking down Puppey.
Invis Storm Spirit wants to get some vengeance though.
Level 7 full mana from the Invis. He has a lot to play with. But Thompson is there as well. So can react with a quick Rolling Thunder. Nisha's going to start having a bit of a poke at Thompson. Swashbuckle used into Rolling Thunder. It's going to get cancelled by the Fisher. Then the Vortex. They're controlling it. Can they burst him before he gets the on off? They can. They burst down Thompson. They'll turn towards Ana. They're going to get both cores out of this. More and more in for Puppey. 16 in at 8 minutes.
This is outpacing any sort of benchmark, any support silencer would ever have. It was, what a well-timed Fisher. If the Thompson was able to get that Rolling Thunder off, it would have been much more difficult for them to get that kill. And they still did have to end up burning Omni Slash to finish off the Phantom Assassin, but that's absolutely worth it.
OG have got to try and find some slowdown somewhere. As all this chaos has been going on, it in that top lane where Seb, the magical man, has been left to himself. He's going for the phase into that Yules for that control, that setup. He's going to need to make a lot of moves happen, though, when he has that done. Bottom lane, Thompson, he jumped in with the Swashbuckle. Blade Fury, the Fisher. Thompson, he's got the living armor, so he will be safe. But playing on the very edge of his seat there, Thompson out to be careful, especially with Puppey around. If he gets a curse off, OG will be in trouble. Now we'll see the movement. Seb coming down to this bottom lane. They've got the 4 of them here, OG. They need to find something big. And Nisha, he's a tough target. We'll see if they can get any sort of setup. They'll move on to Puppey first. Jump forward, Thompson, Swashbuckle into the Rolling Thunder. They should be able to punch down Puppey. Can they get more? Jerax will fall in return. Nisha with the blade. Oh, the living armor actually in the Ink Sword. Jerax, he's fine. They'll turn towards Yapsor. The Shaker's in trouble as well as Thompson. He'll get Yapsor. OG able to react. Seb joins the fight. And for the first time, OG will get the better trade.
Extremely well played by Seb. You can tell that this dude is a Treant player. Radiant had placed the Sentry Ward on the side lane because they knew that eventually a Treant Protector was going to come by, but Seb took a long way around on the east side, skirted around the radius, and was able to just surprise Secret.
Yeah, Seb just keeping the game in check for his team, making sure that there's a game for Ana and Thompson to keep up in farm. A couple more fights like that and OG can close the gap. A lead that Secret have created off their strong lanes, off their strong early movements from the absolute bottom. Seb starting to poke a Puppey. Jerax and Thompson are here. But Puppey just a little too far away. I'm going to say that Seb, he is using the ult, seeing if he can continue to go for this. Really wants to take down this silencer, and those punches there sure are hurting. Jerax is here as well. Inkspell to allow Seb to continue to close the gap, and Puppey's gone. Nisha wants it in. He's got Jerax's number. He's going for the Blade Fury. He will find it, but Thompson, Rolling Thunder, does he have enough control? Nothing to bounce off immediately. So Nisha will be able to back away. And 1-for-1 there between the supports.
And Seb was able to get out, just started teleporting as soon as the Vortex was used for the Storm Spirit. I mean, a surprisingly quiet game from mid one.
Instant moves as well from Secret, looking to take down Ana. Ana's got backup though. Jerax in with the TP, No-Tail's on his way over as well. Ana waiting for the curse to end before he jumps. No, he's got to make a jump now. Wants to make the use of the Ink Swell. Looking for Puppey, the squisher of the heroes. The slow's there, but it's not enough. Ana's got to be careful now. The silence kicks in. No-Tail and Jerax will look towards side. They've got the lasso. They drag Zai back. Can they kill him off before he's got the stick charges? The Echo Yapso baits Ana in. The control and the damage is there to kill off the PA. Fisher onto Jerax. Another living armor from Seb. Keeps Jerax fine. Ink Swell, the chase down. Here comes the tree. Roots down to Zai. They'll get the puck. They may lose Ana, but they do get Zai. Zai off the map for 20 seconds. A lot of space in that mid lane, as you say. Mid one taking this portion of the game. Chill out, get these first items, get his Kaya before he starts getting super mobile around the map. And he's getting a lot of farm, second highest on the net worth, only behind his Nisha. Still leading the charge this game with the phase drums, and now to the Asher.
Yeah, he realizes it's not necessary for Storm Spirit to get active this early on. He would probably just be wasting his time having to deal with that Treant Protector living armor. So Gonna sit back, wait for the Kai to come out. I mean, Zai and Pup doing a great job in making sure this Phantom Assassin is having a miserable time. This Arcane Curse is so difficult for her to deal with. It's 6 seconds that she can't do anything. And if she does anything, it's another 5 seconds added onto it. And by that time, the cooldown would come back. Ana is going to take so much damage from the silencer. And even once she gets like a BKB or something like that, it's still so much sustained damage that will come after a team fight.
Top lane pings are made, has no tail. He's going to go for the solo smoke to head up here and try and help Seb get the pick off onto Yapzor. Yapzor, of course, been having a very good game so far with the Fishers. As the smoke will be dispelled, No Tail does end up walking into Puppey. Puppey's got his eyes on it, as No Tail will be unable to make a rotation and potentially onto Yapzor. The information's there for Secret. They'll play it safe and get back.
And they get the ward that No Tail was placing in that adventurous mission. And even though level 6 is available for Secret's silence with this global silence, they don't feel any need to use it. It's pretty much once mid one decides to start moving around the map and taking advantage of, being a storm spirit, will Puppey start using that global silence to help him defensively.
It's going to be so hard for Topson in the midst of the fights to do a whole lot. Anytime you hear or see that Rolling Thunder coming, you know the Puppey's going to be hitting the globe.
Yeah, which is why Seb is rushing this Yule Scepter. He knows that he is the quickest solution to take care of the Storm Spirit. If this global comes out, he'll just purge himself, get down, and then root the Storm Spirit.
See, they're on the hunt here up top mid one. He has got Dust prepared. Sentry's going to be down. It gets Vision there. Actually a little scared because Topson's coming in with a haste streak. Gets the silence block. Joe set up with a Fisher, blocking off Topson into the global. He cannot get the Rolling Thunder off in time. Now he's the one in trouble. Zip 4, Dreamcore, Vortex. They drag him in. Topson's dead. Secret quick to react to make sure that OG cannot find that jump that they hope for. The global's out and everything's put to a stop for OG.
See, now this game I'm definitely on board with Topson going for a utility build. He's got Greaves queued up, anything to perk up this global. That's the name of the game for all of these OG heroes, because if he gets globaled into a leash and he's not able to use his Rolling Thunder at all, he's not the hero that you want in the mid lane getting such a high farm priority.
Looking towards Nisha, and instantly taking the root off with that blade. On the side, No Tail. He's trying to go in on top of Puppey with the Firefly. He will find it. They'll lose Jarek surely, as Mid-One's still got enough mana to play with. He may even get a living over. Turn around the soul by Jax. He's still alive. They have the control to hold back Mid-One and Zai. Anna pops the stick charges. No Tail shining up. Nisha will find the kill eventually onto Jax. He's going to try for more with the blade. Hobson. He's up to the side. Fishes over the two, but Anna's in. He kills off Mid-One. They've got the control for more. They'll look towards Zai. Zai being chased down by Anna. See if they can finish this puck off. Then with the Phantom Strike, he's got another jump out to the side with the orb. Turns with the Dream Coil to hold back Anna. Anna ticking to the sides of Topson and Seb. Can they help him out? No echoes there. Slam down from Yapzor. A triple kill setup. Topson still trying to find Zai. Face just back up. Zai still on the retreat. Can Topson get him? He can. Swashbuckles there. Will find Zai. The question if he can get out, he'll have the Swashbuckle back up in a couple of seconds. Blade Fury's there. Swashbuckle's available down into the river. Gets the disarm onto the Shaker.
No mana for a Fissure yet.
Got another jump out with a shield crash. So Topson, he will make it away. OG making the best of a bad situation there. At least able to find some kills in return for losing their cause. But still continues to be a hard game for all three of them. As you can see on the network, they're very level with one another, but it's around this 5k point, whereas on the side of Secret, both Mid-One and Nisha jumping heavily ahead in farm. Nisha getting all the big kills in that fight.
All the big kills, all the experience, and they want to keep going.
In onto No Tail, Dragon with the Vortex Global Silence as well to make sure there's no response from OG. As Mid-One's back out, easily safe. Kaya, 1k gold on top of it as well. You can only imagine the Puppey's intelligence continues to grow this game. Oh, still on the 18 actually, wasn't around for that one. It was just the global that he offered in. Maybe though if they find Anna, but Mid-One unable to get the control before Anna's quick with the jump away. And Anna, he's come across that first hurdle, the 2k gold, pretty much has the demon edge, as he is going for the Battle Fury build this game. Feels that they don't have sort of the momentum to go straight for that Deso build. Knows that he's got to play the farm game.
Definitely not, and especially against a silencer, going for anything ultra aggressive is just going to come back and bite you. Although Global is down now for a pretty substantial amount of time, so another minute and a half. So ideally OG can start to look for something, and 4 of the heroes are grouping applied, they can start to try these towers. But despite being such an active game, every single tier 1 tower remains. And that's not too surprising on the side of OG because they've got a Treant Protector.
Mid lane, mid one, tries for the zip. Fish won't connect from Yapzor, so Notel's fine. He's actually going to look for the lasso. TP's into, they have the chain locked down. They don't, not quick enough. Mid one's able to get away. No follow-up in time to allow them to do anything with the lasso. Seb's still down bottom. Yule's Scepter pretty much done on this Treant. We can definitely expect to see Seb get a little more involved. Taking this tier 1 tower bottom as well, as you say, it's been a game where none of the towers have pulled as of yet. And we could definitely see that being the case for a long time with OG having this living armor on their side.
Yeah, until Secret starts grouping up as 5, the towers are going to remain. I mean, we saw earlier there was a siege at the tier 1. Oh, look at that. It's basically at 100% HP now. Oh, this bot tower on the other hand.
Yeah, Secret themselves, no real way of holding the tower. They'll let it go. So Jax will get the goal for it. Mid lane, starting to poke Thompson, does get the shield crash. And the living armor. They're starting to now make these sort of pick-offs that Secret were finding successful earlier. A little harder to make. They've got to commit a little more to get the kills as quickly as they were in the early game. Starting to slow down, and that could definitely benefit this Ana PA if he's able to hit his farming times.
They're slowing down, but they're slowing down with good intention. Yapzor has completed his Blink Dagger a few minutes ago, and Puck Zai is working his way to one to have it in 200 gold. And then once those are up, once the global is back, and if you can keep finding good initiation.
Eyes on Seb. Seb's in trouble. It's been from mid one. There's back up on the way. Yapzor's in with the control. They're trying to get in with that Rolling Thunder. With the global silence, Thompson cannot shield crash to the high ground. They've got to now get out of there. They've lost Seb. Jump in with the Omni-Size Leash. He found a second. They're even going to find Jerix as well. Caught in between the two of them. A Secret find 3. These global silences making it impossible for OG to play their lineup in these team fights.
Yeah, none of the purges are online yet. Still, Greaves still quite a ways away for Thompson. Yule's still not online yet for that Treant Protector. Taking these fights is so very dangerous because they don't even have the Blink Daggers. It's not like they can initiate and then be like, okay, we can back off now. We can bait out the global silence. Once the global comes out, how are you going to get away from a Dream Coil? How are you going to get away from a Storm Spirit with Ball Lightning and Kaya?
Yeah, it's just so hard for OG to fight anytime it's there. They've got to try and make something happen within that pretty long window when the global silence is unavailable for Puppey.
Yeah.
So far with the pace the Secret's been playing, it's proved to be very hard for OG to punish that opening.
And this is something that OG are kind of used to at this point. I mean, they've run No-Tail Bad Rider so many times, and other teams would never dream of it. They're like, if my Bad Rider doesn't get BOTs in the first, 15 minutes, then why am I playing this hero? But OG know that, you can sacrifice a little bit of early game dominance, especially against a Silencer where you know it's going to be difficult anyway to play a Bat Rider, and just hope that things will go well your way whenever you get the initiation items, maybe post 30 minutes.
This will be a big kill if they can find it. Seb with the vision set up onto mid-pond. Anna's on his way over, but already the Vortex control is going to make sure there's no overgrowth from Seb to follow up the initial route. Mid-one's able to zip to safety.
And even if you get these disables, they need to hope they can chain it into a lucky shot, or maybe an ink swell. And honestly, Jerix's Gloomstroke has just been as much of a game breaker as he has been in previous games.
A lot of casualties in that laning stage for Jerix.
Exactly.
It was a tough lane down bottom, and Secret, they punished the hell out of it against OG. A lot of kills, getting Nisha propulsion to get to this lead that he's at. 11k net worth at 21 minutes in. This Jug is hitting timings that Ana is struggling to keep up with by quite some time. I mean, he's nearly got the Manta style complete on Nisha.
Yeah, and then he can use Blade Free at his luxury to get out of overgrowth.
8-0, right? Just haven't been able to kill him. This could be the case where, pretty much with three Secret's cores, they're very slippery. Nisha with the Blade Fury, Zai with the Orb, Mid-Bomb with the Zip. These are not easy targets to kill.
Sentry Ward's place scan comes out. Fire knows that Secret's on their high ground, and Seb is just dancing around. If he moves a little bit south, though, he might show up in the Sentry Ward, but Secret's gonna back off. Let this Storm Spirit start to siege up top, although, you're kind of wasting your time if you're just one hero against a Treant Protector trying to push a tower. They're going to move into Roche instead, and Treant Protector can't help that unless he actually moves to the...
There's no way that OG can contest this Roche.
I mean, Thompson, Rolling Thunder, it has potential, but they already blew their scan on the high ground.
And global backup for Puppy.
Exactly. So they're not 100% sure where Secret even is, though, because they're not committing to this tier 2 push down bot. They're just kind of gathering up mid, and now it seems like a handful of heroes are converging, but this Roche is already too far gone at this point, and looks like the Storm Spirit's going to be very, very happy.
Thompson has got the Greaves out, so has got a way to remove those globals. There's the silence coming. In fact, he's stunned up as well. He's not even going to get a chance to use the Greaves. It looks like he did, but it didn't matter. The stun control just means that he's wiped out of the game immediately. No-Tail as well should tick down to the curse. Dream Core being used as well. Living Armor is keeping him alive a little bit. In fact, up on the cliff as well. They can't quite see him. Now they can, though. He shows himself. The Bat dead as well.
Oh god, this fire. Oh god. Oh, he needs mid. Okay, he's fine. Very surprising that they choose to take that engagement. I mean, again, it is Rolling Thunder inside of the Roche pit, so in theory, if you can make their way fast enough, then it's great. But he doesn't have a Blink Dagger on this Pangolier. It's like Greaves. So even if you do activate the Rolling Thunder on the ground, the amount of time that it'll take you to make your way into the pit and start bumping around, the Aegis is already claimed, and maybe they thought that, okay, they have high ground vision of us. You know, Storm Spirit is going to catch us if we try to disengage, but it was a very, very heavy commitment, and I suppose at the minimum, Global Silence was used, but Puppy's... Dude, that's 26 in. The Silencer is not going to be able to get picked off in a team fight situation very, very quickly. He's got 2 chainmails. He knows what he's doing to survive against this Phantom Assassin.
Yeah, all about those arm items, Puppy. His bucklers, and as you say, the chainmails, that's the kind of stuff that he likes to rock. He knows the power of having that physical damage reduction at this point, especially against heroes like the PA. Anna, Battle Fury, 1,600 gold in towards the BKB. This game very much for OG about keeping this game going to allow to get the farm set, but he's just going to walk straight up into the mid lane. He will go for the self-fuels. He has the living armor, still has the overgrowth if he feels the need to pop it. Thompson jumps in with the swashbuckle. No-Tail in the fight as well. Anna going in, looking for those crits. Can he find it? The lasso control is there. Can they actually kill Nisha off? The bounces are true, but Anna, he's losing a lot of health for this. Overgrowth's going to be used, holding the 3 of them down, but Midland still freezes out towards Jax. Jax getting used down low by these overloads. As Nish gets the kill, Jax is gone. Gee, they have to be careful. They have to back up. They cannot afford to lose anyone else here. The jump forward. Yapso finds the Fisher. Blink over from Guy. They close the gap. This PA in trouble. And Anna jump away, but towards No-Tail. The curse still going. He'll go immediately for the TP out. There's nothing to cancel it. He will escape, but Seb won't be quite as fortunate. And maybe No-Tail too, as he's trying to firefly away, but Yapso jumps in control once again from Yapso. Shaker, absolutely unbelievable. As 3 die on OG, 25-9 at 25 minutes in. Secret with a 12k gold lead.
This is the worst feeling as a Phantom Assassin, is when you can't even insta-give a support. Silencer had 25 armor when he was sitting underneath his tier 1 tower, so he went for a couple of Phantom Strikes, he went for the dagger, he couldn't finish off, and he was like, alright, whatever, at this point, I'm not going to waste any more time with it. Tried to move on to the Storm Spirit.
Thompson, he's going to be found down bottom. Zai spots him out with the Dream Code, counts the TP, Yapso and Mid-One will finish off. He's got a swashbuckle, but it doesn't matter. The burst damage is there, the kills being picked up Mid-One after that freshly found Bloodstone. And they're just racking up, so this Infinite's getting Puppy 32 stolen in.
It's getting very close to the point of no return right now for OG.
I mean, just looking at Nisha's items, he's just had the freest game ever on this jug. It really has worked out to be the perfect final pick for Secret, and Nisha's played it as such. 11-0-9, 4 minutes faster than the average. This Mjolnir timing, all of his item timings. This jug is just almost impossible for OG to deal with at this point.
Jug and the Storm Sword is all 15 Bloodstone charges with an Arcane Rune. Let's go.
Yeah, Mid-One. He's just going in. He's looking for the squishies, looking for those easy picks, looking for those easy Bloodstone charges. As Jax found alone. And even if he wasn't as Bills at this stage, Mid-One's pretty free to zip in as he wishes. Especially with a minute left on that Aegis. Not really too much at all that he has to be scared of, especially when Puppy as well has Global Silence ready to utilize. He can just ball in and know he's going to have that global backup. Makes it so hard for OG to do anything. There's No-Tail who'll come out of the base, but Mid-One's already hunting him down. A Fisher from Yapso jumping as well. No-Tail's gone. More Bloodstone charges for the Storm. They'll try and chase towards Thompson. He has got the Greaves. Remove that curse and potential silence.
The lack of initiation is just killing OG right now, because Puppey has all the luxury of using global whenever he wants. The play against the silencer is to force out useless globals.
We're seeing a heavy amount of TPing back here. They really want to find Anna. I think the full 5-man TP coming into play. It looks like Mid1 did not get out. They'll kill Anna. Mid1 was left behind. Can kill him 2 times. 10 seconds on the Aegis. It's in their best interest to not kill him too quickly, but they do. They do kill him before the Aegis is gone, so he's going to have that second life now to play with. And he's going to play with them, straight in with the zip, global as well. They're in and with the silence on towards Jerax. Is there anything Toxic can do to save him? He will pop the Greaves, and that will put Mid1 off, going for more. Silence is out, onto side. Can they actually kill him off? Puppey comes in, Soulbind on the 2 of them, Lasso controlling the silencer. Can OG get these kills? Should get double. The Echo Snap, the Omni-Slash 4 on from Nisha. As OG, full buyback will come out, but a 19k lead now, 32 for 9. Secret just keeping the show rolling.
Oh, that's brutal. Stormspirit activates the Bloodstone before his first step, buys enough time for Zai's OT Puck to come in, and then Puck takes the focus. Everyone starts converging on him. Then Silencer comes in. He's like, hey, look at me. I'll get leashed along with the Puck. Everyone groups up to kill these 2 heroes. Mid1 backs off, and then in comes Yapsor with an amazing Echo Slam.
And Seb, it's going to come out here. They have got a sentry down. Mid1's around as Seb will hide himself in the trees, getting making sure that he doesn't get hit by full lightning. In terms of the info, it's already Mid1 has actually run out of mana. Do they have the damage to kill him? They've got the silence on him. Swashbuckle as well. Thompson's going to jump forward. They'll kill him off. It's a big kill for OG. Can they get more from it? They're looking at Nisha. Nisha, he has a lot of teammates coming in. The Yapsor jump forward with the silence pop from the Lucky Shot. The Shaker's jumped in. He's very tanky. There'll be a backback from Mid1 ready to come into the fight. They're already backing up. They'll TP No Tail out. We'll lose Jerax. Seb trying to get away, but Mid1's in. Vortex has control. They'll lose Seb. And they'll look to try and play for more here, utilizing that buyback of Mid1. See what more they can get. Mid1's going to head out to the side. He's low on mana. But Nisha can keep the push going on. 3,700 gold on this Juggernaut. He can start building into his butterfly.
Now, typically in these situations, OG starts cutting creep waves like crazy. But Secret are already ready for that. They've got the BOTs on Puck, and they've got a Stormspirit who can easily back up and find whoever's trying to cut these creep waves. And despite Thompson being behind enemy lines, he has to do it from the high ground.
Swashbuckle in, Mid1, straight towards backlines, drags in onto No Tail again. These fishes from Yapsor, clip the 2 of them. No Tail's dead, global silence used. They'll wait it out. OG will be able to move Thompson far enough away, so Secret can only get the No Tail kill. They won't get Thompson. They have to be a little careful with the fact that they used that buyback on the Storm. Thompson as well. Can't afford to get too close to Nisha. Shield crash is there, but they're already in with the control open. That's going to be Thompson in a whole lot of trouble. He tried to get the ball. Can he escape? He's bouncing around incredibly low. He needs to somehow jump himself up to the high ground. He will get away. Thompson will survive. Anna, BKB used, has got the ability to jump over towards safety on the high ground. We'll get away and out of that. OG were able to take Puppey down.
Thompson lives, but that's a 10-second BKB being spent for Anna for ultimately just 1 support kill. And now Roach has the potential to respawn in a minute.
Seb's got to be careful, but the dust is there on him. Has got the Yules to remove it, but another dust is there, ready to fall out. He cannot get the overgrowth back. Yapsor echoes out. Anna gets baited into this. Dragged back as well. Jerax, can he do anything to save Anna? He will allow the chance for Anna. Jump over to the side. Thompson tag teams in, goes in with the Swashbuckle tie, still on top of Anna and Jerax. They're both silenced. Anna, he's got to keep up the tree. Another Fisher. Yapsor, he clips up on Anna. Over to Jerax. Mid1's in. He's lowering them out of the silence. Jerax making sure that Anna has a chance to get up to the high ground. TP over from No Tail. Over the jump in from Zai. The new damage from the orb. Anna is dead. He does have buyback available. He's gone for 60 seconds. He doesn't use it. A Secret pushing onto the tier 3s. No Tail will go for the Lasso. There's the buyback from Anna. What can they do? Fishes out. And Secret will back. They'll respect the PA. And Seb coming back into the game as well. Thompson. The silence Reeves. She has the Rolling Thunder. Can he lock down any of them long enough for the rest of OG to get in at? Inkswell's on him. They jump in. The Inkswell. It's there. Rolling Thunder. A bounces in another. Nisha from Yapsor stops the Rolling Thunder coming back over. Nisha goes for the TPS. And he's away. He's out of there. Back to safety. Despite OG's best attempts, they couldn't quite get that jug.
I guess Chuck wasn't available. The Soulbind wouldn't have leashed anyone, so yeah, with Lasso being down, Blade Fury T gets him out of what should have been near certain death, and Nisha continues his 0-death streak, 16-0-14 right now on the
some of these KDAs are just looking ridiculous. We just saw Yapsa as well. With the amount of involvement, he's had these assists going off the charts, 27 assists on his shaker.
And it's such a great game for him because he doesn't have to be the first one to initiate. He's let mid one take care of it. And as soon as everyone starts gathering up on this Storm Spirit, Yapsa finds the opportunity to immediately come in, smash like 2 or 3 people. Which is available. Thanks, Zai.
Isn't even with the lead that's Secret out there, very free to go for it as they wish. Very hard for OG to fight around these points, even with having like the Pango tops with the Rolling Thunder. It's just not enough of them, and Secret have so much counterplay.
And smoke up as Juggernaut enters the Roche pit alone. The rest of Secret look for a pick.
Scans there from OG, so they know for sure the Secret's in here.
They don't look like they're willing to challenge it though. They know what they're up against. They know fighting into a global when pretty much only 2 of your heroes have a, well, I guess 3. You got the BKB on the Phantom Assassin, you got the Yules, the Train Protector, and you got the Greaves on the Pango.
Oh yeah, but Aegis, Phoenicia, Secret, we'll see what more they can find. They are still yet to break the base. Tier 3's dual stand for OG. Still that power of the Deceptrian. They can prolong the game, keep those towers safe, Jax. Tries with the TP out, the Yapsaw. He's got it read like a book. Jax caught and found out. As Jax having pretty much the polar opposite of a game that Yapsaw's having. A lot of deaths on this Grimstroke. It has not been a great time for him.
Just want to point out a quick 42 int on the silencer, no big deal, top lane.
It might just be about to be even more as Notes out. Bound by the 2 of them, trying to shut these waves out. Zai and Puppey will get him. And Thompson, they are coming up, but the mass TP's coming in for Secret. Secret have 4 heroes here. They're going to try and jump. The silence is out, Anna. Now popping the BKB. They really want the Silence to death. They will get him, but Puppey, insta buyback. He's ready to turn back up to the fight, and as BKB's about to fall low, Anna needs more help, but there's the jump, the Aptor, the lockdown with the Echo. Overgrowth is not enough to allow Anna to get back to safety as Anna dead for 100 seconds. Seb also gone. OG tried to force something, but Secret with the lead that they have just make it impossible for OG to get those quick kills. Sure, they get in onto the Silence, but it just takes too long at this stage of the game to kill him.
I mean, even if they were able to get it, that just seemed like a frustration maneuver. They didn't have the Grimstroke around. Like, maybe if you get a Phantom Assassin who can jump in with an Ink Stall quickly and be able to eliminate the Silencer, it would be fine. But only half of OG were there. So being able to, going into that when you know Global's going to be up, when you know the enemy Tier 1 tower is still up, it just seems like OG are just scrambling for something and not finding anything.
Sort of poking on this top lane, but mid one, he's in. Has used a lot of his mana to close this gap. The sun will connect on him, living Notes out. We'll keep him for now as he gets away with Firefly. Mid one, not with the mana to continue to chase. Will mean the Notel can TP back to the Fountain, but the base in potential trouble. Living Armor will be enough to slow down Secret, stop him from getting the Tier 3 out. I think so, with the damage that Nisha's sporting at the moment. Another limit of Big Armor only slows down the inevitable. The tower's gone, Secret onto the racks. 30 seconds still without Anna, without that big hard-hitting PA that they need. Means the Secret will walk up, claim the melee racks for free. They'll take the ranged racks as well. 24 seconds still to play with. Anisha wants to keep the tempo up, keep the pressure on. Mid lane tower being pressured as well. Can they hold him back? Thompson, he walks in, instantly gets stunned. He needs help, and he needs it fast. Glimmers upon him as the Living Armor. Thompson goes for the Rolling Thunder. They'll jump in with the shield crash. He has got brilliant control here, right? Can he kill the 2 of the most? The Overgrowth there as well. They killed off Yapso. Zai in, Draco over the 3 of the Motel's top this up. Still haven't killed off Beach is still alive. Finally falls. They'll pop the Aegis. Motel buys back for this. They're throwing everything into this one OG, and they have to. Can they get Nisha a second time? The X-Swell, the stun, the global. Zai in again, the 5-man waiting with. Nisha turns, has popped the BKB. Can he come in for a kill? Looks as high, but the face shifts there. Zai continue to play around with him. He's used up. Can he jump back again? Yeah, the Echo. That's out of deck. Seb scored as well. Thompson's out of the game. Thompson, he has buyback with 7. Anna do not. Mid one, he found Notel as well. Yapto's Fisher sets up another. The Glimmer Cape will buy some time, but Notel still falls. as Thompson, he fought back for this. Omni slash from Nisha finishes off the job. GG is called, and Secret will take game 1 of this best of 3. As Secret, they look to be on top form. That was a very scary performance from them.
I don't think OG are going to first phase Thompson Pango again. Yet again, the utility build, while you can justify someone to deal with the silencer, it just wasn't dealing any damage. And even though that last fight, the Rolling Thunder, could have been amazing, the Puck Aghanim's Dream Coil just put a cork in that. And Secret come out looking just overwhelmingly dominant.
They really did. The play all around, the draft as well. Just looked to be brilliant. This final pick jug, Nisha made it look like a genius pick. He's 20, 0, and 18. Nothing could be done.
It just wasn't dealing any damage. And even though that last fight, the Rolling Thunder, could have been amazing, the Puck Aghanim's Dream Coil just put a cork in that. And Secret come out looking just overwhelmingly dominant.
They really did. The play all around, the draft as well. Just looked to be brilliant. This final pick jug, Nisha made it look like a genius pick. He's 20, 0, and 18. Nothing could be done.
Absolutely perfect.
Still in the upper bracket, but let's find out what's gonna happen in this game with OD Pixel and Tsunami.
Thank you, Sheev. Yes, this game 2 between OG and Secret certainly looking to be a fun one. We're getting some different stuff. OG now whipping out an Ana bounty hunter. What do we reckon?
I don't know where it's coming from, but whatever playbook they tried to go game 1 didn't pan out. And I mean, the chat wheel has been unmuted, the crowd has been unmuted.
Right? Right? So let's go. Let's see if it is indeed enough to fuel them towards that game 3 as we'll get ourselves into the action. Game 2, OG versus Secret.
It's just not fair.
I don't know where it's coming from, but whatever they tried to go game 1 didn't pan out. And I mean, the chat wheel has been unmuted, the crowd has been unmuted.
So as the panel was sort of saying, Tsunami, for OG, they have to make everything work from the off, right? This is not a lineup that's going to play nicely from behind.
No, and much like Bowser, it will be amazing to watch if they can pull it off. I'm just as apprehensive as the panel is, but you don't pick an Ana bounty hunter unless you know what you're doing. And, you know, we were kind of questioning the tree protector in game 1. It ended up being fine. That was the issue. But now they've relocated the Pangalier's farm position. He's going to be on Jerax this time. You got Seb on a Nature's Prophet, Topson on a Queen of Pain. This is the kind of playmaking hero that I think he performs best on.
And there's just so much playmaking potential right across the map. If they have that good start, sort of comes from the mid-game, the way to be able to react to any sort of play that Secret try and make is going to be unbelievable. The global potential with pickoffs from this bounty, Nature's Prophet combo, easily able to sort of have this Pango sliding in, Quap blinking in, so much go on OG's side. If they can get the ball rolling, they will find those kills, they'll get that goal advantage. It's going to require them to play at their best, as we saw in game 1. Secret looking incredibly scary today, as they have been for the majority of this tournament already. Down bottom, Ana is being chased down. Tengu Mastery is going to stack up. Is he fast enough to get himself away? He's trying his best to run away, as they'll find one more route onto him. Under the tower they go. Melee range. First blood goes towards mid-ones. Mid-ones Monkey King. No tell. It's sort of trapped here in the trees, but the fish will actually keep him on the right side of it all, so he will not go down. And this is how they are going to start the lanes off, of course. Having mid-one down here in the bottom lane and putting that Medusa in the middle lane and in the hands of Niche. As top lane, however, Zai, who's down on his own, he'll be going down to these two. He's got to watch out. Those quick sort of plays they can make between the two of them, starting Jerax up top with Seb. They have no potential, especially when Zai's solo lane and on these early levels as the Sankey.
Yeah, but Zai's used to this treatment. We saw it in the puck in game 1. He was oftentimes left alone. This time it may be a little bit more difficult having to deal with a Pango, and the range harass of a Nature's Prophet is now no tail.
It just gets run down it. Yep, so Puppy TP's in. And the no-tail's gone. Does draw away a bit of attention from that bottom lane, but man on his own is up against mid-one. Even without the support backup, mid-one can look to just pressure, get the stacks up.
And Enchantress needs to be here. One of the main reasons why they picked this Enchantress is so that she can dispel that Jingu Mastery off of the Monkey King.
Ana, he's just dead. Straight up splatter him with the Fisher. He has to be careful in that bottom lane as this bounty very squishy early on, and these two heroes between the roots, the stuns, and the damage output of mid-one's Monkey King early on, he's got to be careful. No tail, booted up. They've got the surrounding upon him. Ooh, does have the Centaur stuff to stop them, but it doesn't matter. Boundless strike from mid-one. This bottom lane is getting a little out of control in just the first 2 minutes here. Secret just getting kill after kill.
And now Enchantress's TP is down. Ana getting a little bit of harass off the Monkey King, but you're not going to be able to keep up with this. Mid-one has boots already. He's got the Stout Shield. Ana has an Orb of Venom. And believe me, he's not right-clicking anyone to get value out of that. Not at this stage, at least.
In the mid lane, Nisha having that little lead at the moment. 8 for 7 against the 5 for 2. I mean, it's a wave of denies. With that illusion rune, it's not going to be any easier for Topson to contest the farm. He's got to be careful. And Fisher! Yep, so you let him have it again. We saw what he did in game 1. Game 2, pick it up in the draft. It doesn't get taken out. And he's already up to just as good of a start, Tsunami.
Just as good. He started out with the boots. Last time the benchmark for him finishing off that Soul Ring was at 4.5 minutes. But the Thompson Queen of Pain was forced to skill up that blink. He was holding on to it in case he needed it. Now bot lane.
And Anna.
These fissures.
They've got the roof, they've got the sentry, another kill for Absol. We said that OG has to play fast secret. They're just playing infinitely faster at the moment. The top lane being the only place really where things are going good for OG, where Seb is getting free farm on his profit. He'll have to make a lot happen around the map. They're going to need him to make some big plays when it comes to stopping Secret from getting these kills after kills. Because the other two lanes starting out pretty miserably for OG, still in that middle. 6 for 4 on tops against this 13 for 9. He's falling behind.
The problem with having a Prophet is such a high farm priority, as Nisha has taken a fair amount of abuse from these 2 points in Shadow Strike. But with the Mana Shield should be fine. So whenever you have a Prophet in a high farm priority, which is one of the reasons why we're seeing support Prophets, is that you're not as willing to teleport from lane to lane. Maybe once the Siege Creep wave comes up, then you'll start helping out with pushes. But for ganking with like spouts and stuff like that, you won't really see it that frequently. So despite the Prophet getting this farm, it's still up to Jerax's Pango to roam from lane to lane, as he does stop by mid, but doesn't find anything.
This bottom still trying his best to get the CS, but have to risk each time coming out. But that Jingu Mastery stacks are going to be allowed for mid one to get them up. So he's having to play around very carefully anytime he gets hit a couple of times by the Monkey King. And especially so with Yapster down in mana.
There's the Soul Ring at 4.5 minutes. Yapster's hitting his benchmarks.
Mid lane, Nisha falling very low. They do get another dagger out.
The Fairy Fire and Tango should be fun, although Puppey does not have any points in the Fate's Edict. Oh, he's trying to... No.
Oh, he does. He thinks that Nisha is going to duck to this, and we will send him back to base. It's the safe play.
Yeah.
Dead for 10. I'm sure Puppey did the maths. I knew that Nisha would not be able to survive that. Or at the same time, it's also valuable. Sure, you take him out of lane for a bit, but he gets a free real fuel back at base. Doesn't need to use the south that he just got sent out.
Excuse me, let's look at this river, please. OG's angry right now.
They are turning it up here, OG.
I think you're going to need more than one kill before you can fill the river with blood.
They've got to find something to fuel themselves here, as this first 5 minutes is going to be a bit disheartening for OG. Losing these deaths very early on. The net worth, though, is keeping even. As we say, Seb, he is rolling in the gold up top. This Nature's Prophet finding a very easy win, as expected to be. But we'll see what he's able to do with it. Now comes the early movements. TP's into middle, but Yapsu's there to respond. Fisher's out. Seb is kind of trapped here too. Still trying to keep the damage on to Nisha.
Yeah,
Seb?
The movement was pretty telegraphed. Going with Siege Creep wave, he wants to go for some sort of rotation, goes for mid, but yeah, Sir and Puppey are more than ready.
Wait, hold on, check out Seb's inventory.
Let's see what's popping in here.
Am I blind? The face boots? No, face boots and boots. Is that
oh, no, that's Jerax's.
Oh, that's Jerax's boots.
Don't worry.
He's delivering.
He's a TI win, all right?
And I'm a TI Carlson, I didn't realize that. Yeah, he's delivering it to Jerax. That makes much more sense.
The global courier, ain't nothing wrong with that. Bottom lane.
Something wrong here for OGs, or maybe not. I mean, it's long. He did try and play on the fact that he would those Jingu stacks up, and he didn't, so he will hide. Anna, see if he can maybe hunt him down, but one's getting underneath the tower.
I'm surprised they're not planting more sentry wards in this bot lane on the side of Secret. Seeing as how many kills Yapster got, I mean, obviously this is Yapster we're talking about. This man does not build support items. He's just built aggressive items. But mid one is really not crushing the Bounty Hunter as much as I was expecting. I mean, it's still pretty bad, but this is a Bounty Hunter who gave up like 3 kills in the first few minutes. But Yapster is doing a perfectly good job at keeping him at bay.
Mid lane, Thompson. He has hit the 6. He's got that kill potential with the Sonic Wave. So we'll have his eyes on those side lanes for any quick TPs into turnaround plays. But still has to somehow find the catch up in farm. And it's going to be hard. This dude's able to hit the jungle and get the free farm lane. They get the lucky shot procs. But won't be able to dive in mid one. Hit him behind the trees. And able to soak up the XP and potential farm with the wave being pushed into the tower. Will keep the farm going good. As you still try for the wraparound, Jerax. I'm seeing if you can find some sort of a setup. Seb TP's in as well. The Treants are out. They're looking for mid one. Swashbuckle attempted. Sprout's there, but mid one quickly bites his way out of it. TP's are coming in from Secret. This is a scary place now for OG to be. As Seb, he gets taken out. Diving a little too deep. Seb's gone. See if they can follow for more. No-Tail will be fine with the heal as he backs off. They've got to be careful. OG OG trying to make these plays happen behind the tower. Secret, they're not going to let it go.
OG are crawling for some sort of plays, some sort of lane that they can feel comfortable in, as now Zai finds Jerax.
He's just able to walk up. The swashbuckle is there before the Fisher. And it's a good job so as well for Jerax. He will survive. Playing a little risky there. Just holding himself in position, soaking up the stuns. Seb, the top lane, keeping that farm going.
Because I don't know what Anna's game plan is. Normally as a hard carry player, you're like, okay, well, I'm making space. Bounty Hunter is not a hero that you often have to make space for. It's typically the other way around. That Anna
walks into the sentry. Seb is there with the dust, and a good nature's Wrath as well. Tracks around. They look to Yapzor. They have lost the Enchantress, but they're finding one kill. Tracks out on Zai as well. They'll be able to fight too. The power of the bouncy getting this early bit of track gold. Double track kills for OG. Will close that little bit of a gap in gold that Secret did have the lead with.
Easy 1.2k net worth.
And these are the sort of moves that we have to look out from for Seb. Ready to have that backup. Nature's Wrath as well. You cannot underestimate the potential bounces, this damage build up in the early game as Seb's able to hit the bounces right.
The damage that can build up, and also a good way to keep an Earthshaker Blink Initiator under control. We've seen time and time again these series as Jerax goes down by Puppy.
Sticking around a little too long on his own there. They do find Niche, but Niche very low.
That Shrine's not up for 3 minutes, but...
See if they can bring back up in Seb. TP's across. Nishik does get him. Snake out. Can they kill? They keep him off. They can't. Sonic Wave's there for Thompson. They'll get the kill for Lutana. Puppy's picked up a second kill. Can they have the control for Seb? No tail here as well. They're still looking for mid one. He is there. Has the vision. But he'll jump himself away. They'll look to Puppy instead. Puppy will fall. Thompson jumps in. He's still got his own mid one. Go for the TP out. He will get out of there. Not enough burst to come out in time to kill him off. But OG now starting to get some kills, allowing the pressure to build up onto that top tier 1 tower. 10 minutes in, Yapzor hoping for the 2. And he will find it here. Double damage, but Jerax walks in, he steals it! The lucky shot propped the silence. Yapzor in trouble, there's a track, and it's here as well as No-Tail to chase down the Shaker. This is another track kill shortly for OG, and there we have it. More money here. Rolling in with these track kills. OG getting mobile and regaining control of the early game.
They got to keep this pace up. Normally against Medusa, you've got yourself, a fair amount of time, but when a Bounty Hunter core, his job is to get you money.
So Thompson, he splits immediately in past the stage. Ready to go, but there's Stone Gaze. OG, they're going to back out. Echoes that pop. And look at the Thompson. Fishes out as well. Thompson, he's deep and he's dead. No-Tail dead as well. 2 fall. As they may be able to even find more. They jump towards Anna. They have the epicenter going. Anna is fast. The puts them down long enough to buy Anna the space to back off. Mid-one still trying to chase down Seb. Seb goes to the south sprout. He still has the boundless strike. Seb in a lot of trouble. Anna, can he do anything to help him? There's a burrow strike onto Anna. They're going to turn towards him as well. Swashbuckle from Jax out. 2 of them. No-Tail's coming across. But mid-one with a primal spring. Kills off Anna. Jax, but she troubles where he had Swashbuckle in a couple of seconds. He's trying his best with the juice, but the burrow strikes there from Zai. Jax is dead. No-Tail. Now the Thompson's back in. Can he offer the backup to turn this one around? Jump towards Zai. They're looking for this kill. Buyback from Jerax as well. They want to punish Secret coming this deep. But mid-one's still primal spring in. Seb's in trouble. Seb's out of the game. Triple kill from mid-one. Burrow strike from Zai. Set up for more. It's going to be more. More dying of OG. Secret picking up kill after kill after kill. Despite the buyback from Jax, they couldn't turn that one around, OG. As Secret is just unable to walk into the OG's half of the map and take everything.
As the panel said, this is not the kind of game as a Queen of Pain where you can just jump in all willy-nilly, especially underneath the tier 1 tower. Stone Gaze was popped. Immediately OG realized that they had a mistake, but Secret have too many items. The Sand King is too mobile with his maxed out burrow strike. He's catching up to all these targets who try to escape. And OG give back so much of what they had built up just a few minutes prior.
And just stun after stun after stun. The chase is huge as well from Secret with these long-reaching spells. The Fishers, the fruits flying out from Puppy, Boundless Strikes, Primal Springs, they can gap close so well on Secret's lineup.
And there's no especially tanky hero in OG that's okay being the one left behind and okay stalling out. Everyone is super squishy on the side.
Just to jump in the Fisher, it's the root. Boundless Strike will be used at the same time. It doesn't matter though, they still get the kill. Thompson's dead. No-Tail stuck in the Wukong's command. He cannot run himself away. Can he? He really will. No-Tail does survive. And in the midst of it all, tracks out onto Zai. They'll jump in, diving the tower, burrow strike left-hand side. In with the primal spring, Yapso has the control, and surrounded, and is dead. Seb as well, can he escape this? He finds something in return, he's trying for Yapso, but the disarm from Puppey stops him from killing off the Shifter. 4 dead on OG. It's now 21-7 for Secret. As Secret steamrolling down the middle lane, looking for the tier 1 tower. They should be able to take it without any response here, as OG, the majority of them dead at the moment. As a 4K lead comes out, the Secret starting to look like a bit of a repeat of the performance they brought in game 1.
The way that Yapzor and Mid 1 play these heroes, you'd think Fissure and Boundless Strike were hero targetable every single time. They're collecting multiple heroes, making it so easy for Secret to just follow up on this Sun Sable.
Just hit perfect lines. As you say, just blocking them off, trapping them in. Boundless onto Seb. Seb, up the Nature's Wrath. Poke behind the tower. They've nearly taken this tier 1 tower, OG. Fortification comes out, and Zai trying to break away with that Burrow Strike. OG a little hesitant on diving for more. Thompson's fallen for that before, and he won't fall for it again. They'll let Secret back away. As OG do clear up that tier 1 tower in the mid lane. They'll get an objective, and they will smoke up. Maybe see if they can get something else out of it. This is Thompson will bottle an Arcane Rune, and he has got Sonic Wave. So ideally, he wants to make a play.
And I'm glad OG are playing this way. Sometimes after you give up a few kills, you get very discouraged, and you're like, maybe I should just farm up this one item. But they have to keep slamming their head against the wall if they want to beat this Medusa. It doesn't matter how badly things go. If you go late, it's not going to work out. Bounty Hunter is only useful if you're getting kills. You just have to keep on going, hope that you can get some trades. Otherwise, you're just destined for failure if you just sit back and farm.
Bottom, Seb, toying around with the idea of coming in, but it's still a very hard kill. Even with 2 cores down here, both Thompson and Seb cannot really kill that Monkey King.
Thompson's going to leave. The rest of OG's going to start moving up top.
And you know that Zion and Yapso are potentially separated from the rest of the team. So I actually jumping in with a first strike. Fish is there to follow up onto No-Tail. No-Tail can get the heal off. He cannot. No-Tail's dead. Get the first kill. Swashbuckle into the lucky shot. Prog Jarek's will set up for the kill in return on Zai. They'll take that one. Losing support, but gaining a core. Seb looking towards the team, but he's a little too far up the high ground. Yapso will get away, but the OG are keeping pressure up on these lanes. And Seb will force down this tier 2 tower on the top lane. Fortification comes in. Secret, will they try and hold this? Yapso's in the neighborhood. So is Puppey. It looks like they'll let this one go. So OG, they are taking towers. They are taking some map control. Bottom lane, Silence Puck is there to Nisha. Nisha, very isolated at the moment. He pushed this out on his own. He has got the Stone Gaze, trying to hold them back, and that will proc through the magic immunity. Freezing Jarek's in position, and it leads forward. Nisha has to back up with Puppey and Yapso. They'll go for the route. Nisha, stick charges, keeping the mana up. As he's too tanky of a beast for OG to tackle him at this point in time. And Secret, they want to strike back, leading from Zai. Bow strikes out straight away onto Anna. That's the safe laner gone. See if they can jump in for more. Mid-1 with the chase potential has Primal Spring down onto No-Tail. Boundless as well. Mid-1 now godlike on his Monkey King. A Secret keep the trades, favoring them heavily. Blink Dagger now done on Yapso.
It's going from bad to worse, but Secret are playing it so well, and that's why it's happening. They're not willing to give up these one-to-one exchanges. Every fight is a team fight right now for Secret. Doesn't matter how important Medusa is, let her sit back and farm, and sure, you're going to converge on her whenever she's getting ganked, but everyone is showing up, because if you give up one-to-one trades against the Bounty Hunter, the track will start adding up. Now Thompson spotted out
there. They've got vision on him. Zai waiting for the opportune moment to jump in with the bow strike. The rest of the team's there with the backup. Thompson caught out. Seb, he's also in trouble. Jump in from mid-1. He has a sprout, but they'll cut down the trees, surround him. Kill after kill for Secret. Kill after kill for mid-1.
Oh, how are you going to do the boy like that? She's going to trying his hardest, but the window to be able to easily push down to sneak behind tier 1s, take some objectives is closing. Because this one position Bounty Hunter, what's he going to do? Who's going to deal damage to towers?
I mean, so there's right now, Anna even gets vision on Yapso, but Yapso just able to blink out. Anna can't even get the touch in to cancel the blink. That's 26-8, 7K lead in a game where it was emphasized by the panel how important it was for OG to have a lead at the start.
Not a stat you want to be proud of.
Azana, eyes on Secret up top. Still really unable to make a big play with this Thompson quad. start to poke, and Nisha has to be very careful when he does so. There's no tell. We'll try for the wraparound. See if they can go for this. There is two on top of Zai. He's got the epi. He's in with the Dota onto Seb. Jump forward with the Piranha Spring. Seb, he's going to go down. Thompson's blinked in for this one. Nisha low on mana, low on health, but the false promise from Puppy keeping him safe. No tell, taken down by the Fisher. Anna trying his best to run away. Can he hide in the trees? He cannot. Zai again jumping in. Burrow strikes there. 3 dead again on OG. Secret keep everybody alive as their cause once again in game 2 looking to be at a point where OG just cannot take a fight where the numbers are even when they've got they're able to outnumber Secret. They just cannot kill these cores.
Secret are world-class team fighters. Many tons of teams basically fear them for being the best in team fights.
On middle.
Jump in, Yapso, no hesitation. Echo slams down. Rolling Thunder from Jarex will be attempted to help him out Thompson, but Thompson still goes down. Just dies too quickly at the moment on this under-farmed Queen of Pain. And Jarex will actually be able to get himself away from this. Zai's got his eyes on him. There's the King, mid one, 14-0-8 here in game 2. The action just doesn't stop for Secret FaZe. Echo, Maelstrom, this Monkey King is out of control.
And I don't know when it starts getting better for them. Right now, Ana is working his way up to a Solar Crest. At the time that he completes it, Monkey King's not even going to need his hero. You can just kill him with Wukong Command Soldiers.
And the Absol, he's in, and again, they just don't stop finding these pickoffs on the map anytime that OG come out alone. And anytime OG group up and try and make something happen as a team, Secret seemingly too far ahead for OG to come out on top of these actions. As Seb walks into a bit of a surprise, Secret's there ready and waiting.
Runners on the OG team, right? Because 7.
It really does. Secret knows every single movement that OG's been making so far.
No, so quietly prancing around. Little does he know.
He's not getting out. Another. A Secret 34 kills at 20 minutes in. Thompson.
Thompson.
Live today. It's a different story this time around. I mean, Willie, they are continuing to chase him. He's got Blink back up in a couple of seconds. He's only level 2 minutes, but the cooldown still pretty low. And he'll have it out. They are to still continue to chase this, I'd imagine. And they do find the Fisher. Yapso. He didn't even have vision there, just hitting it straight blind. Secret. They want to keep this highlight reel going. They're into the jungle of OG. OG just have to make sure that they get right away from this. Jarex swashbuckling out of this. A Secret will keep that pressure on for the tier 2 down bottom. Zai up to the cliff, getting the vision. Actually, no tell.
They're just making a montage of skill shots. It's nearly impossible to play a Queen of Pain under these conditions. It's nearly impossible to play any of these OG heroes under these conditions. But they set themselves up for this.
They went for this draft that could have potentially had big impact if they were able to get those plays, get those lanes, but they just couldn't. Bottom lane with this safe lane bounty onto mid lane with Tops and Queen of Pain just went off to a disastrous start. And he was able to find some lane where he could get the farm. He's still up there in net worth, but struggling himself to keep up, of course, with both Nisha and mid one. These cores barreling out of control.
13k net worth advantage. And Thompson. Echo Slam?
Again, Yapso. So much setup, so much catch and control. If they see you, they will kill you.
Heck, even if they don't see you, they're gonna kill you half the time.
Azana, he'll show himself. They're diving the tower. Fisher from Yapso will uncharacteristically be off the mark. So Anna will escape.
Unbelievable.
He's getting kicked.
He's getting kicked. Guaranteed.
Yapso's got to step it up, you know.
And you'd
after that game 1, he's got high standards to live up to.
I don't blame him.
I mean, what's he doing on the 8, 2, and 19 on the shaker? That's pretty good. They've found another set. They've found himself up. He's trapped him in, but he's trapped in with them. As this one, it's getting pretty messy, Tsunami.
you'd see this stat line and you'd think, oh, clearly the Medusa's on the Radiant side, right? There's no way the team with the Medusa has 37 kills to the 8 of the Bounty Hunter team and the Queen of Pain team. Ana just feverishly looking for something. Him and No-Tail smoked up. JRX as well. Thompson trying to be the bait. But Secret's not even interested. They're just pushing top tier 2.
And with the items they have, the farm, the Secret has, they can push that a whole lot faster, of course, than OG can ever. Zai blinks in, jumps into the midst of the instant TP backup. As soon as Secret see that there's heroes around, they're straight back. OG's got to get out, and it tries for the TP, but it will be cancelled. Trapped in by the Fisher. He'll try his best to run, but the Boundless is out. This time Puppey, he'll take the kill.
How do they keep finding them? Yapsor immediately blinks onto his TP location, gets the enchant totem.
As Thompson, the Sonic Wave into a Sonic Goodbye. As Thompson dead once again on the Queen of Pain. Puppey will have a pause issue.
It was painful to watch. I needed it.
They're still having that discussion on why Yapso missed that Fisher, and now he's blaming bugs, you know. Yeah, it was just a bug.
My bad. Gets the enchant totem.
But OG, they have a mountain to climb if they are to turn this one around. 39-8, 24 minutes in 17k lead. As Yapso massively breaking ahead from the average. They're still having that discussion on why Yapso missed that fish. They let it, I mean, we saw what he could do in game 1. They let him do it again in game 2. They let that shaker through, OG. And it's certainly biting him in the bottom. This is not looking good at all for OG. This is looking like Secret at their best. And definitely, you can imagine the other teams watching at the moment that are left in the competition. They've got to take close note of what Secret's doing to make sure that Secret isn't able to do it to them as well.
It's just, I don't know how much you can extract from this either. I mean, obviously Secret is playing out of control, but the draft from OG, like, it's possible that they knew that, you know, if we go for an even draft, Secret are just going to beat us based off of skill, because, I mean, Secret is looking like the #1 team in the world right now, whereas OG, they beat VP, and it looked really good. They completely destroyed VP, actually, in this grand span of like 40 minutes for the entire series. But Secret's a different beast, and OG may have felt that the only way we can beat them is by trying to do something different that Secret has never seen before. Unfortunately, the one position bounty hunter is just not the answer. This is the bottom 4 net worth bounty hunter.
OG, I mean, maybe, high ground defense, is that any good really for OG's heroes? I mean, not really, is it?
No, I mean, as OG tends to do, I imagine they are just going to cut waves.
It's got to be about the split, about the wrap.
Exactly.
It's the only way. Sep, his eyes on him. Sprout up and a TP away. But indeed, Zai, he's got the control. Fisher as well from Yapso, making sure that there is no escape this Prophet.
Played him like a fiddle. Used the Quelling Blade at the beginning of the laning phase. Held on to until now just for situations like that.
Into the Roshan they go. Mid-one's already got his eyes out on mid. Swashbuckle, don't jump out from the trees. And mid-one able to walk back away. Good chase. Rolling Thunder's out. Puppey's there with a false promise immediately. On to mid-one. They can no longer kill this Monkey King. As he'll jump up, Garrett, Swashbuckle's out, but mid-one reads him like a book. He's already in position to kill him off after the Swashbuckle. They also catch No-Tail.
This phase C6 is just going to be impossible for OG to deal with, even whenever they do think that they have a control.
And Zai, indeed, dust out, Ana in the river. Can he run? No, he cannot. Yours is out. Mid-one wants to kill. Puppey will take it. He's the boss. As Nisha just continues to work on
Meanwhile,
now Nisha's been having a chill game, only 1, 2, and 10, hasn't really been involved, and that's the scary thing. He hasn't needed to.
It's casual Scotty at 25 minutes.
Yeah, you add the Medusa into the mix, and it's going to get a whole lot worse for OG in these fights.
How much worse can it get, Owen? It's 8-43 for Roche taken. I know some use.
And another one. And another one. As Nisha just continues to sort of running out of things to say tonight. I mean, there's only so many ways you can say OG dying.
I'm gonna disrespect the French audience like this.
OG struggling on the main stage, but hey, maybe as Chief said, this is all part of the greater plan. You know, OG just wanted to give the fans more game and go for the lower bracket.
Okay, yeah, let's hope so. Because if they're trying to play Dota, it is not looking that way.
I don't know, the Absol. They found 7, no tail. Trying to hit out some impetus, do a bit of damage on the Absol. He's pushing Absol away. This time, Secret won't actually get the 2 kills that they jump in for. Seb's able to TP out. They should get no tail though. Root controls out, no tail dies. The Absol, wicked sick. Has no tail, 0, 12, and 4. Not his finest moments on this Enchantress, but not his finest moments at all for any of the members on OG in this match. Definitely one of the roughest games they've had in quite some time.
Yep.
As Secret just proving to be on another level entirely in this series.
And this would have been the true benchmark. Like, VP was signs of life from OG that, like, maybe this is it. Maybe this is their coming back in their TI form. And Secret is one of the most formidable opponents you could possibly face against, but not a good look at all. This does not inspire confidence in their drafting capabilities.
Nisha just standing there, taking the tier 3. Base now exposed. Nearly hitting that 1K a minute gold lead. Team Secret in this match. Seb trying his best to keep pressure out on those side lanes. But Secret quick to return the pressure straight on top of him. Thompson blinks out. As Nisha stands his ground, Japso's in with the control. Dust as well onto Anna. Anna will have the move speed to get away. Seb buys back.
I mean, 2 of the Secret heroes aren't even here right now. Mid one's farming the Radiant jungle, and this Medusa's just chipping away. All she needs is this Oracle and this Earthshaker. Mid one finally jumped in and makes this appearance known.
And Thompson, as soon as he's in, he's straight back out. The mid-rag's getting taken down. Thompson buys back. Zai being healed up by Puppy. No tail. Walks into the front line of fire. Immediately gets shredded. The bottom lane now focused by Secret as they move across. Keep pushing on. They know that there's no stopping. There it is. GG. Let the pain and suffering end for OG as Secret take this upper bracket match 2-0. Yapsor finishing it with a nice free-man Echo Slam. Team Secret, ladies and gentlemen, arguably the scariest team at the moment in Dota 2. They will go on the main stage and they will do this to you. They will absolutely crush you, not just once, because sure, we see these one-sided games in series, but very rarely do we see it back-to-back. And Secret did exactly that. OG did not get to play at all.
No, and obviously it's not just a questionable draft from OG. Secret were prepared for it. This Oracle pick was so effective at mitigating all the magic damage, being able to perch off these tracks. Mid one, Monkey King was all over the place despite having to deal with track, and Secret, they are looking like...
But very rarely do we see it back-to-back, and Secret did exactly that. OG did not get to play at all.
No, and obviously it's not just a questionable draft from OG. Secret were prepared for it. This Oracle pick was so effective at mitigating all the magic damage, being able to perch off these tracks. Mid one, Monkey King was all over the place despite having to deal with track, and Secret, they are looking like...
But very rarely do we see it back-to-back, and Secret did